Yeah, that's right. It's almost Christmas. You can look what I have up. Put up Christmas lights everywhere in the garage just for these kind of fun little live streams here. Planes are flying over. It's pretty loud tonight, so wanted to come and say hello and everybody Merry Christmas. So I don't get to talk to you guys before Christmas again. Yes, I've been beyond lazy lately. My neck has been stuck in Call of Duty Blackout. Ever at home, man, I play until like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's just nuts, and that's generally why I haven't been putting out a lot of videos. So I sleep during the day, and then I get up and I got to go right to work. So generally, that's why I haven't been there. So I do apologize, guys, but I did light up the garage. I have Christmas lights all up here on the banners and stuff. It's really cool. Doesn't really show up good in the camera, but it does actually look really, really cool in actual real life. But I want to let everybody know why I haven't been putting out tons of videos. Literally, I get addicted to Call of Duty every year. I've always loved Call of Duty since the beginning, back in PC days of Call of Duty 1. And when Blackout came out, I just couldn't stop playing. I've already maxed it out, level 81 or whatever they call it, Battle Hardened. And that's generally why I didn't put a lot of videos out, because I'm going to bed and the sun's coming up, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I get up, it's 3 o'clock. I'm like, well, got to get ready for work again. So hope everybody's been doing good. A lot of you guys have been asking me what's going on. Just giving you guys a heads up. I am starting to get products here for 2019, but I'm not allowed to show the videos for them. I was told on that. They have to wait until an official launch date. So I am starting to get the 2019 products starting to roll in. Other companies are saying they're not all bottled up, so they don't want to send them to me until they're all bottled, and then they're going to send them to me, but they give me like a street date when I can put the videos out. So I do get a lot of stuff in. Everybody keeps asking about 2019. Generally, they hit the shelves around February to March, is what I've been told, and I release the video sometime around January is what they're telling me right now. So I do have a few products. I will get them out. I can't wait to show it to you, but you know I'm stuck with the way as my hands are tied, and they asked me just don't release the product. So generally, that's what's been going on. I did get my white car back. Everybody keeps asking about when's the white car coming back. It's back. It's 100% working order. There is no check engine light on it at all. The guy literally fixed everything. So remember the guys, everybody kept asking, did I sell the car? No, the car wouldn't charge the battery. Something was wrong with it, kind of an electrical problem. I took it to a local place in Kissimmee. You know how Kissimmee is. I rant and rave about how bad this town is and nobody wants to work. The guy had it for 3 or 4 months, didn't touch it. He sold his shop to somebody else. The guy said, oh, we'll fix it. They kept it for another 3 or 4 months, and they couldn't figure it out. So they had the ECU sitting on the floor. Everything, wires were hanging out. They didn't know what to do with the car. So I went and towed it all the way over to Wesley Chapel. Hold on, the plane's flying over. It's really, really noisy tonight. To the same place that actually had my blue Prelude that did the 5-speed swap. The guy that does it in his backyard, they call him the Honda Wizard. He can work on anything. It's ridiculous. And he specializes in Hondas, especially Preludes and stuff. And so he said, I'll get it all fixed for you. He redid the entire wiring in the car. He said the wiring was so messed up in the car. New ECU, new alternator had to be put in, new O2 sensor had to be put in there. He redid all the wiring, fixed all the turn signals, all the lights, things that weren't ever working when I bought the car. He fixed everything on it for me, and now it's back. He said the valves were completely screwed up. The valves had to be turned almost 180 degrees. The whole car was in terrible shape, he said. He fixed it all for me. He only charged me $460 in labor. I drove it back from Tampa, and it drives like a brand new car. I mean, it is so quiet and smooth. So, hey, Honda's back now. That car's now going into the shop. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to drop it off for paint job, and then it'll start to be back on the thing. But I did get to watch it yesterday. If you guys got to see my Instagram, you guys got to see my, what is it called? Facebook. I did post pictures. My bad. The planes are really bad tonight, really bad. So if you hear them, I do apologize. Remember, I live right by Orlando International Airport. It's like every 30 seconds another plane flies over. And so what we're doing is we're just going to schedule it. I'm going to drop it off this week. You at least have them give me an evaluation when they can get me in, how much it's going to cost, and we're dropping it off to be repainted. But it is finally back. Everybody was asking, did I get rid of it? I never got rid of it. Just couldn't find anybody in Kissimmee who actually wanted to do work, and they just were not knowledgeable with the car. So he said he pulled all the wiring out, did it all by himself. A lot of grounding problems, he said. There was a couple of fuses that were bad. He did everything himself, and dude, it's so nice with a little car now. So it's back in shape. Even with the alternator and everything, it only cost me like $600-700 to get it fixed. And I'm like, wow, it must be nice. But problem is, I had to tow it all the way over there, so I had to rent a rental truck and put a rental trailer in order to even get it over there to Tampa. So it's back. It's good to go. Everybody asked about the GTR. It sits in here right now at my job. They hired 1 million new hires. So there's nowhere to park, and I will not park next to other people. So I usually park at the back end of the parking lot if I'm going to take it to work. So I haven't been driving the GTR either. So that's why it just kind of sits here all day long. It doesn't do much either. It's just been a bum. So usually I take the motorcycles to work, or I just take the blue car, which has been holding up. But we're slowly getting there. I have been wanting to try a lot of stuff, but Just call me lazy. I got addicted to Call of Duty, and I'm kind of over it now. I've got my Call of Duty fix out of the way now, but that's generally why I haven't got a lot of videos out for you guys. And what's your favorite wax? Oh, I don't know, man, because I like a lot of sealants now. I'm starting to get into sealants where I like the sealants better. Easy to apply. They last much, much longer. To me, I would tell you at this point, just go with a sealant. And it seems like almost all the companies are coming out with sealants this year, or they came out with them this year. It just seems like that's the new thing is sealants. They're getting away from waxes. What Prelude is going to paint? Both of them actually. So Alejandro, I actually called for the blue one to get it done. I asked the guys on online forums and stuff like Facebook groups. I said, what is the best paint shop that will cut out the rust and do all that stuff for me on the blue one? They told me it's called a place called Samuel's. It's up there in north of Orlando. It's like 30 minutes from my house. And they said it's the best place in Orlando, hands down. So I called them to schedule it. They said they couldn't even get me until February or March of next year. That's how far they're backed up. They do a lot of custom work and custom cars, but they said there's nobody better. It will look like it was a brand new car. They said there is the best place to go by far, but you do have to wait and it will cost you more. And I'm like, that's fine, costing me more, but I want it done right. Where the white car, I'm going to take it to another place here in Orlando. They don't. I don't need it to be perfect like I want the blue car. I just want a nice paint job on it again. Take off all the old paint basically and then have it brought back to new. But it doesn't have to be like a miraculous paint job. I'm not like trying to get out every little ding and dent and all that stuff. I just want it to look pretty again. And generally that's what we're going to do. And they said they'd get me in a couple weeks. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So you get what you pay for, right? And that's why I'm going to do it. Now you know where to go. Now you know where to go next time. Yeah, for sure, dude. For any time from now on, that's what I'm going to be doing. Again, he's the same guy that did the 5-speed swap pod and the blue Prelude for me a couple months ago, and that's how I knew he was a quality guy. Like all the Honda people I know go there, especially the Prelude owners, and they call him the Honda Wizard. The guy literally can do anything in his shop. He's been working on cars for like 40 years of his life. So he's like 50, and he's been working on them since he was a little teenager. He said. And the guy knows everything about all cars, especially the older Hondas. He has classic Honda himself, so he just did everything. And that was really cool of him. But it just took a little bit longer because he's always busy. He has to work his main job, and then he does this on the side at night in his backyard. Let me just try to scroll through your stuff. Baby show. I think I already did baby shampoo. Check it out, Martin. Go through my old stuff because I saw a lot of people were asking me about that in the past, and they said, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've already done that. So go back and check. I like McGuire's Fast Finish, goes on eBay, goes on easy. Okay, and last, dude, yeah, the Fast Finish is great. You're right about that. Are you going to get Mortal Kombat 11? No, I haven't played Mortal Kombat since the 90s when I was a kid. What's your favorite sealant? So I've worked with 3 sealants that are really, really good. My son's already screaming. I don't know what's going on with him. Let me check on him real quick. You going to come out? You want to come out? Come on. My son's coming out. So I got to keep an eye on him too because Mama's in there doing all her doctor's paperwork right now, so I have to keep an eye on him and do the live stream, so you can't go too crazy. Favorite sealants right now that I've tried would either be Stoner's Invisible Sealant from Stoner Car Care. You can usually get it on Amazon for $19, a killer deal. I would also say, hey, watch your hands on that. That could be one of those ones that are sharp. It also, Chemical Guys Jet Seal was pretty good, and so was Masterson's Shield Sealant. All 3 of them did be really good. Just prep your car first, and they'll last you for, I think they usually started seeing some fading around 10 months, so just giving you a heads up. You made it. Yep. Hey, Daddy, what's going on? Headphones alert. Are the neighbors listening? I don't know. I don't even care at this point. They're back from Indiana, I'll tell you that. Like, those people over there, they're back from Indiana, so they'll be here until, I think it's March, April is when they fly back home. Don't play with that. That's not a toy. That's not a toy, buddy. That's not a toy. See, this is going to be the problem now, because now I have to watch him. And it's just like during the weekdays, and he's so much older, and he's so much more mobile now that he goes around and does his own things. He'll get us into trouble. Well, then I have to get stuck with him now. He's crying again because I won't let him touch those Bose speakers. Paint the white hot paint, no way. I'm just going to leave that Prelude. What's up, Blizzard? How you doing, man? Indiana, must be some good people. I don't know about that. They're kind of in like really all the time, so I don't really talk to them. I've talked to them when we first moved in. We talked to them a few times, but after that, we really don't talk to them anymore. They kind of went off on us a few times and like really rude. So I don't talk to them anymore. They were just really, and I'm like, you know what, I'm done. So we don't even talk to them anymore. So that's the way it goes. Did you enjoy the strong thunderstorms this morning? What part of Florida had a tornado? I don't know, Dalton. You can see my car. There's a palm frond on it that fell, and that's what he was trying to grab because some of our palm trees have the really sharp, like the little needles on the side all the way down the thing, and if you touch them, you grab them like that when you're not ready, you'll get your hand like cut up. So I was like, no, don't do it. It could be one of the sharp ones. But that's about all that happened. Just one of the palm fronds fell down. But I didn't know. I don't know. I was asleep. Like I said, I went to sleep last night. I've been trying to get up early. I was going to take care of my red car today, and then my son woke up at like 2:30 in the morning. He wanted to go play around, so I had to get back up, and we stayed up till like 6 a.m. And then he finally went back to sleep, and I was like, oh, finally. So I went back to sleep. And I stayed asleep till like 3. So that's what really happened. It's the problem being the dad, and you have to take care of all that stuff. I'm trying to scroll through some of the old questions. Yeah, long time no see for sure, Christopher. It's just been, I got addicted. I get addicted to video games, and I have to stay up all night long playing, and that's generally what happens. Then I want to sleep during the day. Cool one, Ken. What's up, Ken? I think you owe us a lot of videos. I do, but I just don't have a lot of products right now. I've been wanting to try. Most of the products I have, I've tried. There's some new products that are coming in that I'm not allowed to show you guys. I'm allowed to test them out, they told me, but I'm not allowed to show you guys until the official street date's announced, and then I'm like, okay, that's fine. But that's no big deal, I've always hooked you guys up as soon as possible. They give me the products before they're ever in stores. Like, usually I get the products 2 or 3 months before they're even in stores for selling. But they just told me that I can't release the video until, let's say, January, right? Like a couple weeks before they actually go on sale at Walmart and all the other stores. That's generally what they want. They said they just don't want it out. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So that usually works up too. See, Esteban, it's been about time, I know, man. Like, let's see, was it Thanksgiving weekend? We were in Jacksonville, Florida. What else? Where else was I? And then we've done, I think last weekend we were at a park, an amusement park. No, we were in Tampa. That's right. Last weekend I went and picked up my car. So I was out of town. I was actually in Tampa when we picked up the car. So I wasn't home. Yeah, I've been a lot of Sundays. I've been out of town, and then obviously with the family stuff. So that's what's been going on really for me. It's just that I'm a slacking bum. I put up all the Christmas lights. I have them all turned off right now. That's why it's not lit up outside. Only because when it rains, if you guys know anything about rain and electrical don't really work out. It usually pops all the fuses, so that's why I have all the Christmas lights turned off. They're all on sensor timers, and I unplugged them from the wall, so they won't try and turn on because they'll pop the fuses, and you're like, oh my god. So, other than that, just been hanging out, being a bum. Really, that's about it. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 now because I'm kind of bored of Call of Duty. Have you tried? No, Brian. That's what I was going to do today, but Mr. I want to wake up crack of dawn in the morning here. He got up there at 2:30 in the morning, waking up, and of course, who's got to watch him? So I had to watch him, and I had to get up. So I started playing like Red Dead Redemption 2 to kill some time, and then he finally decided to knock off around 6 a.m., and I'm like, all right. So that was what my plan was. I was going to go to sleep because I completely cleaned out the blue car yesterday. It was filthy. After 13 months of not driving, it was completely nasty. If you guys got to see the pictures, it was really bad. Now it's really pretty white again. But that today I was going to take care of the GTR and try that product. It just didn't work out. You want to say hi to people? Say hi. There you go. There you go. You look terrible. You look all messy.
Yeah.
Yep, you look nasty. Get you. I got you. So that's why you guys can see what I have to do with. Use the ultra fine steel wool and chrome polish. That could work, Dave. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Okay. Yeah, I've tried a dozen chrome polishes. You got a rental car this weekend. I've been beating on it. Oh my God. Beating on a rental car. It's crazy. Let me try and read through all your stuff. What color are you painting? The white Prelude's going to stay white. I don't know if I'm going to go with a pearl white from like a 5th gen Prelude or keep stock that white Prelude. But it's not going to change colors. It will still actually be white. Whether it's going to be like a 5th generation Prelude with a pearl in it white, I don't know, or I'll just leave it this like typical white color that's stock. That I don't know yet, but it's going to stay white. I don't like color changing because it looks crappy. And I'm not looking to dump tons of money into that car. Again, the alternator was like $165. The O2 sensor was like $65. And the ECU, I bought a used ECU. It was guaranteed, and I think it was $39 for the ECU. And then I just had to pay for all his labor. So he has new spark plugs, new wires, a lot of the grounding was bad in it. A lot of grounding he told me was really bad. A lot of the actual like boxes that run the relay signals were all bad. He has a couple old Hondas, so he took all the parts out of them, and he didn't charge me for that stuff. So he only charged me what he had to buy off thing, and then he just did all that. Man, it runs like a dream now. It's absolutely quiet. There's no vibration in it at all or nothing. It's just like an old. I don't know how you want to describe it. Think of a brand new car, how nice it is when you first get in and there's no vibrations shaking or anything. That's what it is. And here that car now is what? Almost 28 years old. So it's a pretty good car for being that old. 12-year-old car dealer and there's college students who leave all their cars outside in the weather be beating in it. Never gets washed. What should I use to wax it? Just get some McGuire's Gold Class. There's no reason to spend a ton of money. If you're only doing it for a side job and they're not expecting to pay you a lot, then you don't need to spend a lot on quality products. Only if a company, a person was going to spend a lot of money on their detailing would I ever spend a lot of money on the actual products. Because if you're spending so much money, but yet you're only charging down here, I wouldn't worry about it. So you got to find that nice, even thing. Well, it'll give you a nice wax job. It's just not going to last more than about 3 or 4 months before it's all gone. And that's fine. Maybe 3 or 4 months, they'll call you again and ask you to re-clean it up for them. I'll look into it. You guys are all talking to each other. Okay, sounds good. That sounds good. What was I going to ask you guys? Fuck, I forgot, man. I'm turning into an old man here. Yeah, my son's out here playing with the long extension ladder. I have to get one of the long extension ladders just to get on our roof because it's so tall. Nathan, shh, be quiet. People are out here watching. Tell him you're sorry. Tell him you're sorry. He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. Yeah, this is what dad life's like, guys, for you guys who don't know. Like all those big YouTubers that get to make videos every single day. Bet your money, most of them don't have kids, and the other ones have wives that usually don't work or they're only part-time so they can watch the kid all day long. We don't have that satisfaction. But we're in a different boat, and you know what? I don't mind it. Remember, I get to do these kind of jobs for free, make these YouTube channels, and I'm not having to worry about pumping out 50 videos a day. Because right now, my job, if you guys don't know, I'm in the shipping industry. It's peak season here for us, so I've been spending more and more hours at work than I normally do, even though I don't want to be there that many hours. It just doesn't matter. You just got to make up for it. So generally, I go in same time, but I stay much later than usual than I have been, just because of the fact that it's just peak season. You know, this whole month is just crap. Then by January, it dies out again, nice and slow. Well, what do you use for your prelude? What do you mean by that, Alejandro? What do you mean? I don't know exactly what you're asking about. My car is always outside in the elements, so I wash mine as soon as it quits snowing and it doesn't salt. Yeah, it's not snowing here. Obviously, it doesn't snow in Central Florida. It's probably been like once in a great while it's ever snowed here. But right now, every time it rains, so the winter in Florida, don't you pull on that motorcycle. So what happens here in Florida is, and whenever it rains, usually the next couple of days it gets really chilly. So right now it was like 70s today, maybe pushing 80. And then by tomorrow we'll be in the 40s. It's really weird. At night we'll drop maybe into the 30s and 40s. And then a couple of days later it'll heat back up to like 75, 80 degrees. It's just really strange here in Florida the way it goes. Generally, the last couple of weeks has been every Monday it rains. Today it happened to rain on Sunday. And then by Friday, Saturday, it's 80 degrees again. So we don't have to really worry about any snow down here. But it's weird, the weather, it literally 40 degrees swing in a couple days. Hi, Aaron. How you doing, buddy? What's up, Kanye? How you doing, man? Did you make a video yet on Beatmaker? No, I didn't because I don't own that. Any plans for winter break? Me? I'll be just working because this is peak season for me. There is no winter break. My next vacation isn't until March around his birthday. That's when I have vacation. I'm looking to go to Illinois sometime in January for a couple days, visit my dad and grandma. Maybe hit up Turtle Waxer 303 in Chicago. We'll see. I've already talked to them, so we're going to see if we can get some dates lined up where I can go and visit the companies again. Do you daily the white prelude? No, I take the blue one every day to work. The blue one's been my car. I've been taking every day, and that's what I generally do. Super smoggy here, cold too. No, it's not smoggy at all. It's actually, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit cloudy here. I'm sure you really can't see it. I don't see any stars in the sky, but that's about it. Oh yeah, that's our Christmas tree. So we do have some lights on, but it's the Christmas tree in the house. So, but the rest of the lights, like on the roof and stuff, I have them all turned off because it just blows all the fuses because the lights get all wet and then just goes out. And I don't want to deal with that. Been a while. Yes, it has, Super Dave. I've been relaxing myself. Thoughts on Cold Night? I haven't tried mine yet, Kanye, but I've heard nothing but stellar reviews about it. But personally, I bought it, but I just haven't done it. I actually wanted to try it on the blue car. Maybe I'll do that this week. I'll get a video out for you guys, but I just haven't gotten around to getting it done. What happened to the video? What video? I'm from Illinois. You should have a meet and greet. Yeah, I'll be in Champaign, Illinois. So you know where Champaign is. That's where I'll probably be. And we fly into Champaign, and then if we go to Chicago, then I drive up there. Hey, Nathan. Shh, buddy. Shut me on there. I leave my Christmas lights on in the rain. Not here. They'll blow. They'll absolutely blow. You gotta understand, when we have rain, we get heavy rain here in Florida, Dalton. It's not like you go up north and it's just like this. It's nice little pitter patter. Not in Florida. Florida's like, boom, bitch, take some more rain, take some rain. And that's generally what happens here in Florida, especially in the summer. We get heavy thunderstorms here. And the water gets into the sockets, and then boom, it pops the breakers. Usually it hits that breaker right there underneath it. It just does the lights in here, or it'll take out one of the main breaker switches. You have to, let it. So what I do is, you learn over the years, you just let it dry out. So you let all the lights dry out for a day, then you try turning the lights on, and then by then you hope the water's all dried out, and then you'll be fine because it gets in the little back area of the plug, and then the water sits in there and just sets them off. That's generally what happens. Bryce Canyon, Utah. Leave my Christmas lights on there. Yeah, I haven't posted a video in a while. Man, I've been kind of obsessed with Call of Duty. It's just what generally happens every year. I've played Call of Duty since Call of Duty 1 back on PC before it was ever on a console. And I've been playing Call of Duty Blackout, which you guys know is a battle royale game. And we were always really good at Call of Duty, so it didn't take too long. But I loved playing. And once we got to Battle Hard and 80, then it wasn't about more of winning. It was more about just going and getting kills. Then after a while, you start getting bored of the game. So now I've been playing a little more of my Red Dead Redemption 2 and just take a break. And when you stay up till 6 o'clock in the morning and play games, you want to sleep all day long, and then you have to get up. It's already starting to get cloudy here by, or the sun's starting to set around 3:30, 4 o'clock. The sun's starting to get shadowing out here, and it'll look bad on video, so I just don't worry about it. Hope you try the new Adams polishes. Here's what the deal with Adams. Anytime I bought all those products, I spent like $100-something on their products. I got so few views on those products that I decided I wouldn't buy any more Adams products. And the only reason why is, why am I spending all this money on products that I don't need, for one? But two, if I'm not going to have very many people that are interested in viewing it, why make the videos and why spend the money on it? And that's generally what happened. I only used the products maybe once or twice, and they went back into a box, and that's where they've sat ever since, and I haven't used them since. So that's just why I haven't been doing it, and that's why I don't buy any more Adams, because nobody wanted to view it. Where I swear to God, if I put out a Trial Wax Pro video, Armor All, hell, anything, it will get 15, 20, 30, 40,000 views on it within a couple of months. But if, like, for all these other smaller companies, your Adams and stuff, I'll get like 2,000 views on it. So it's like, why did I spend all the money when just the basic over-the-counter stuff gets me way more views? And to me, it's worth it. If people aren't going to watch my video, then why do I want to keep making them? Am I going to do it? Am I going to put a clear bra on my car? That I don't know. I've been thinking about with the blue car putting a clear bra on it once it would get repainted, but I don't know at this point what I'm planning to do, because that is my daily car for right now. So I would have to put a clear bra on it, because that thing, so many years of owning that blue car, I've had it since 2006, that it's put up. I put like 160,000 miles on it, and that's why it has so many rock chips, and it looks terrible after this many years. But I got a bottle of McGuire's spray-on ceramic wax from SEMA. Have you seen it? Yeah, I've seen all this stuff, but I haven't bought it yet. I usually wait until I can purchase it locally or something like that. Your Christmas lights. Yeah, our Christmas lights are the typical the typical regular incandescent bulbs. They're not LEDs. Even these, I bought these. These are actually the old school. You guys remember the old school ones from like the 80s, 70s, and 80s, the big old bulbs? The C9 bulbs? These are them. Those bitches get hot to the touch. So I probably won't leave them on too long, because I don't want them to like burn any of the stuff up here. But, what's funny is I got them, my wife's church had a charity auction or whatever, and I offered them like $10 for the entire box of lights. It came with 3 or 4 of these big strands of lights, plus all the extra bulbs, and I was like, you know what, I'll just use them around the house for whatever. And that's why I decided to put them in the garage this year, and to hang them up and have a little bit of Christmas theme going on. But yeah, these are the old school ones right here. They draw tons of power to them. I'd like to switch over to LED, but we have so many lights that it would probably cost us hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do it. So I told her in the future I want to, but we'll see. Take advantage of the Auto Geek and Christmas sales. Oh yeah, dude, that is a great way to do it, Super Dave. I bought mine as well when it was on sale, and I got the whole deal. I think it was like $160 for everything, with base stuff with it and the actual polisher. That's when I buy it. That's when I tell all you guys to buy stuff like Limitless, Rev Auto, all the other companies online. I always tell you guys to buy them then, because you're going to save a lot more money. And I try and post it up on Instagram, or try and post it up on Facebook when those companies do like 30% off. That's when you want to buy the companies, because then, to me, they're the same price as McGuire's, and that's a killer deal, because those products are usually better than the products you get locally. They're just more expensive. When are you going to make merch? Thoughts on rental properties? Now, the neighbor down the street, they do tons of rental properties. At one time, they told me, hold on, plane's flying over. It's going to be super loud. You can always tell when they're flying really low, because they'll be super loud. But the lady down the street, they do little rental properties. At one time, they owned 360 different properties. I mean, they're multi-millionaires. They just throw money like there's nothing. But they live in a modest house. Like, their home is maybe 3,000 square foot at most, but yet they're multi-millionaires. It's insane. But they told me, she talked to us the other day when we were putting up Christmas lights. They was like, you guys need to start buying land, and then you do what we do. We hold the land for a certain amount of years. Then we turn around and flip the land, and they bought land in a little town outside of Kissimmee called Point Siena. It's where a lot of heavy Puerto Rican population is, besides Kissimmee. and they bought all these lots in the neighborhood that were for sale for unpaid taxes, just lots, no houses on it, for $7,000 each. They had them for 6 years, and they just flipped them all for $24,000 each. Every single lot, $24,000 each. So in 6 years, they almost quadrupled their money. So she's like, you guys need to buy tons and tons of land. She's like, that's how we make a lot of money. She's like, that way, all you gotta do is pay taxes on it. You don't have to worry about maintenance or upkeep. You just let it sit there, and then in a couple of years from now, you flip it. It's a lot better than putting your money in a bank, she said. And you have physical, tangible product, which is always worth money. And so they're big time into making a lot of money like that. Black Friday. The only thing I purchased, Lizard, is my dash cam for the GTR. I'm gonna show it to you. I put it on Instagram, but maybe you guys didn't see if you don't follow me on Instagram. I went ahead and picked up one of these. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's a Blackview DR900S. It's a 2-channel 4K dash cam. Well, it has a picture right here. I'll let you guys see it. So that's going to get installed. I had to order an SD card, which will be here tomorrow. And this came from a company online called Black Box My Car. They have a YouTube channel. And so this is going to be taking the place of the old dash cam that's in there right now. I have a dash cam in there, but it's one of the bigger, bulky ones. I'm going to move it over to my blue car, and this will be the one that will actually sit inside the GTR. It's 4K resolution, where the one in there right now is just a 2K resolution, which is plenty fine, trust me. But I really wanted to step it up. And I only paid $350 for it. Normally it's like $489. So that was my big Black Friday purchase. And the problem is they're in Vancouver, Canada, so it took like a week and a half to get here because it has to go through customs and all that stuff. But that wasn't too bad, a week and a half. And I'm like, yeah, I already have a dash cam. It's not like I need it right now. But when you spend saving $130 on it, to me that was worth its weight in gold. And I bought this one from the exact same company online, and I had no issues with dealing with them. So I was like, sure, I'll do it again. When you do the Colt 845, make sure you combine it with Jetscar Power Lock Sealant. You're probably one of the best combos you can use. Shout out from NYC. Blackview is lit. Yeah, I love Blackview. Did you get a Magic Pro? I don't understand what you mean by that, man. Blackview is pretty good. I have the whatchamacallit. This is what is it? Yes, the Vicovation. So that's a Vicovation dash cam. I think they're based out of South Korea. And that's why I have it in there now, but it's only one channel and it's 2K quality. So it's still really good. So that's going to go back in my blue car, my daily, to cover my ass. And then the full-on front and back will be for the GTR for the 4K. How much are they? So I paid $349 or $359 for that. Normally they're like $489. Nathan, be quiet, buddy. Take it down a level. Go get it then. You were doing a lot of live streams. Yeah. So what happened is, Aaron, we actually upgraded our cable system in the house. We upgraded to 1,000 megabit download cable. And we did that. The guy was telling us we need to get a better router than the little cheap router they give you from the cable company. And they told us to get what is it? It's the Nighthawk. Is it Linksys Nighthawk? It's a black one. You know it right away. It's big old 4 antennas on it. Supposedly the best for gaming and everything. It was like $189. I don't forget what it was. Either way, we spent the money because we went from having a good router to where my wife in the back room in the master bedroom, she couldn't pick up the Wi-Fi signal to do her doctor's paper notes anymore. So I went ahead and upgraded that, and we never had a problem since. So that's why it's so much more powerful that I can use Wi-Fi down here with these. So that's why I'm down here in the garage again. And it feels really good outside right now. It's only probably 67 degrees outside, maybe 68, so it's not too bad. My parents got a new car last November. Nice, man. This sucker should be paid off by the end of next summer. This car will be completely paid off and free me up out of all of my debt. My student loan will be paid off in the next couple of months. I'm going to have so much more money in. It'll be so nice. I literally owe just $3,000 left on my student loan from college. My wife only owes $19,000 left from her med school, so that'll be paid off by next September. Her student loans will all be paid off. That's why we're probably going to put this house up for sale and move to a different home. So this will be paid off, and I'm probably going to pick up a 4-door car. So it'll probably be the Civic Type R for you guys who didn't follow me. That's what I'm looking at, Civic Type R. I got to drive one a couple weeks ago. That was really nice. The guy let me drive his, and it was really nice, very comfortable, very smooth car. And I'm like, you know what? That's perfect. $34,000 MSRP. I like that. I don't want to get into another giant car payment. I just don't need it. Dash cams are a waste of money. Then tell her next time she gets in an accident, when another person goes, you ran the red light, not me. And then it turns into a back and forth fight all day long, and then there's no witnesses. Have fun going to court on that one, because she'll say, it's not my fault, you ran the red light, when she clearly did, but as long as there's no witnesses, sorry. Or a hit and run. A hit and run is a perfect example of why you get a dash cam. Somebody hits you and then takes off from the scene of the crime. You have their license plates, everything on it, And you can just be like, see ya, I'll see you guys later because you're going to jail for hit and run. And you call the cops and all you got to do is show it to them. And be like, there's the video proof right here. This is who hit me. There's this. Have fun. Good luck. And that's generally what happens. And like, I want to press charges. It's a lot easier, especially on like a situation where, in that red light situation where they ran the red light, hit you and T-boned you. If you have the dash cam evidence, it covers your tail like instantly. There's no question about it. There's nobody that's going to be like, no, you ran that red light. That's your problem. The cop just looks at it and be like, no, you ran the red light. See ya, have a ticket for you. And there's no more arguing from there. You know what did it? That's your belly. That's your belly. Yeah. My son's talking to me. Do you have Verizon Fios? No, I have just my Verizon thing. But I'm using the Wi-Fi internet right now. What do you want? It's just your back. My son is trying to like show me his back. I don't know why. What are you trying to show me your back for? No. I don't know what you want, buddy. How was your weekend? It's been pretty nice, Jacob. Been pretty good. Still paying college debt? Yeah. Only have $3,000. I originally owed like $23,000 originally. And so for the first couple of years, all I did was pay minimum payments on it. So it took me forever. But then the last couple of years now that I got myself out of other debt and I didn't owe any bills and I started making more money, then I started doubling the payments every month. And then I just paid $300 a month on it now, which has really knocked it down from what it was because I was just paying minimum payments. I'll give you an example. You guys want to learn real quick about finances, how things work with loans? For my wife's student loan, it was some of her student loans aren't due to be paid off until 2029. That's 11 years from now. Her student loans, on the way we've been paying it, will be paid off by next September, 100% paid off. So most of she had some student loans that were due until 2030, 2034, and they're already paid off, 100% paid off because we paid so much extra on them every month. But it's nuts how, for student loans, they put them at a lower interest rate and then they drag them out for like 30 years, and that's just stupid. You're paying for essentially a house. Where why not pay it off and get out of debt and you start stacking that money. Essentially, that's what's going on. And once that loan's paid off, that loan payment is more than this house payment is. So that'll free up money so that we can sell this house and buy a home we really want. So that's what we're planning on doing. Do you watch the LA Auto Show on YouTube? I only watch companies from like Auto Guide and stuff like that. That's who I watch. Anybody that posts up videos about it. But other than that, I really just don't care about watching all that stuff. Everything about vinyl wrap and GTR? Nah, I don't like vinyl wrap at all. It's not for me. Do you like the new Kia Soul? It looks like every other Kia Soul. What are some good hustles to make side money? Just detail. Seriously. A lot of people in college and stuff detail cars. Maybe they don't get into heavy paint correction and all that stuff, but just basic wash, wax, stuff like that. That can make you a couple $100 a week just doing it as a side job for you, and it just takes up a couple hours of your day. So it's a good way for maybe you want to think about it of doing it. Heck, down here, mowing yards down here in Florida is where you'd make the money because even now, I don't know if you guys can see it, but our grass is all green. Our grass doesn't turn brown. It's not like we're worried about snow. I had to trim back the hedges before I put the Christmas lights up. These hedges, I had to actually trim them because they're starting to grow too tall, and you had to cut them back down again. So here, like the lawn mowing game is the big hustle here. Like Friday, they're coming back to trim all of our palm trees. We got 7 palm trees, and then the one palm tree is dead, so we got to give it cut down. And that's costing us, I think, $600 and something to have all that done. They come out with a bucket lift, and they come up there and trim all the palm trees back, and then they're cutting the one palm tree down. So, that's a good hustle down here if you want to make great money. Why buy other cars? What's wrong with the Prelude? It's a 4-door. Dalton, just get out, Dalton. If you seriously think Honda Preludes are 4 doors, just go ahead and leave. You just hit the door, right quick and run. Because you're not a car person. You've seen my videos for how many years? How many of my Preludes are 4-door? Point them out to me right now. And you'll know right what's going on. Ever thought about getting a Scat Pack Charger? I've been in the new Chargers. They're very roomy, very nice. But the fact is, they're American made. And because of that, the quality is very cheap. I'm not into the big, really cheap quality. And I like good quality cars, solid built. I like cars that are going to last a long time and have a good resale value on them. And that's generally me. I remember, guys, I'm older now. I was a teenager in the 90s when a lot of you guys are teenagers in the 2000s. I grew up in a time when American cars, seriously, my parents' car, I remember them buying it brand new. It was 1980. 88? No, it was 87 Chevy Celebrity. It was a 4-door car. They were only rated to last 3 years, 4 years max. And I can tell you, as soon as it was 3 years old, the transmission blew. 3 years old, the transmission blew. They weren't worth crap. That's all they were built for. The last 3 years, then you flip them and buy another one. You buy another one. And Honda came in the 80s, and Toyota did, said, look, we'll build a car for you. It's going to be good quality. And other than just doing regular maintenance, tires, brakes, stuff like that, the thing will last you 10 or 20 years with just regular maintenance. And you're not going to have blown out transmissions or engines going bad and stuff like that. And that's why I took off. So I grew up seeing that cars that wouldn't last for crap, my parents having them. And I always said in the 90s, my cars will be Honda and stuff. Because in the 90s, the golden age was Honda. In the 90s, everybody had Hondas. And, Hondas were the car to have. Even today, there's very good cars. But you understand, you had the Integras, you had the Preludes, you had the CRX, you had Del Sols. I mean, you go on and on, Integras. That's when Honda was in its golden heyday. And that's why I've always stayed with Honda. Perfect example, 28 years old. Other than grounding issues and if you need a new ECU and just some basic stuff, the car runs as smooth as ice. Find me an American car, for the most part, that's in that good a condition, that only needs a paint job. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's why I will only stick with Japanese cars. I know most Japanese cars are now made in the United States or in Canada, but the quality level is so much higher, and that's why. You got the white car back? Yeah, it's right there. I picked it up last weekend. That's why I was on live stream last weekend, and it's running perfectly, smooth as ice now. It's a great, solid car. German cars are very expensive to fix. Their reliability is not that good, Cody, and they're just not the best cars to actually buy. So I would never recommend German cars. They're very nice cars, but the quality is not near as good as Japanese, and they're very expensive to fix. Go fix a Honda alternator, $150. Go fix a German stuff, $200 or $300, maybe $400. It's BMW. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just that's the way they are. Well, what do you want to throw your money on? Just keep throwing money at something expensive? What are you doing? My son is playing with my motorcycle glove. Say hi. Hi. He always loves putting motorcycle gloves on. Toyota Land Cruiser, very cool, very roomy, very expensive. But yeah, if you need to do it all and you want to keep it for years on end, I would definitely recommend a Land Cruiser. What exactly was causing the battery drain? I don't know. All we know is he said they had. Say hi. Here, spin the glove around. Put the glove on right. Put the glove on. Put it in there. There you go. Put the glove in. There. Now say hi. Yeah, there you go. He told me there was 3 grounding issues in the car. He told me the wiring was all jacked up. He said whoever owned the car before you really screwed up the wiring. He said I needed a new alternator. The alternator wasn't properly charging, so we put a new alternator in there. What else did he do? New ECU. He fixed the valves. The valves were all off. He said everything was terrible. New spark plugs, new wires, new like the turn signals. He said literally the front turn signals here on the front of the Prelude though. He said whoever owned it before you, he literally said they put the bulb in and held it in with Gorilla Glue. He said it was so piss poorly owned, the guy before you, that he fixed everything himself, and it was just nuts what the guy did. So he said, I fixed everything for you. I redid it all. He literally has parts cars. He has parts Hondas in the back, and he basically takes parts off the Hondas when he fixes cars, and that's what he did. He said you had so many bolts and screws missing on there, it was ridiculous. But fortunately, he has 2 old Honda Preludes. Then he just kind of takes them for parts, and that's what he did. He said, I took all the bolts out of one of my old cars, and he's like, I put them in your car to fix it all. He's like, it was so bad. I'm like, oh my God. So it was really cool. What do you want, Nathan? God, this is him all day long. He won't stop dogging you. So go and try and go make a video. It's almost important. It's forget about it. You know what I mean? Because he'll start screaming the entire time, and he wants your attention 24/7. So it's really hard to actually make videos. Do you like scooter? Why would I like a scooter? Do you have a reliable mechanic? Yeah, you just got to take it over there to Tampa if you want something quality done. Honda Odyssey, Honda Insight, and Acura is the last on the list. I've been seeing these rumors of a Honda Odyssey Type R. I think that was be cool, but I don't think Honda ever has the balls to make it. Same with the Honda Accord Type R. But I think that would be really cool. Even my wife brought it up to me about the Honda Odyssey Type R, and she's like, oh my God, have you seen that? I'm like, that would be perfect for a family car, obviously. But Again, I don't think Honda has the balls to ever make one of those. And, they don't care. If it's boring and dreary, they'll make it. But hey, you guys see the Honda Pilot, or not the Honda Pilot? They're bringing back the Passport. All it is a Honda Pilot squeezed up a little bit. It is so boring and so dull. It doesn't look anything like the cool Passport of the '90s. The '90s had a nice, sexy, boxy look to it, like a manly off-road vehicle. The new one just looks like another Honda Pilot. There's nothing about it that is like woo. Nothing about it. It might sell good, but I mean, who is really asking for that? If you want that vehicle, why don't you just buy a Honda Pilot that has the extra room in it? That's the way I see it anyways. And it's probably going to be the same price anyways, or within like $1,000, $2,000. And it's like, for $1,000, $2,000 more, I'd rather have the bigger Honda Pilot instead. But, hey, that's me. That's me talking. But, again, I don't think Honda will make anything that's that cool. Yeah, because Super Dave, I was at the point where I didn't care. I was going to sell the white car. I hadn't driven it in so long, and I told him, I said, if you can't fix it or if it's just going to be really expensive, I said, I don't want it anymore. I said, I'll sell it, because the guy was like, I'll buy it off you if you want. And I was going to let him have it. He said, let me get in there and fix it first and see what's going on with it. And he fixed it all for me. I mean, the guy lives and dies of breathing on being a mechanic. He knows he's an old school mechanic where he knows all the inside tricks and everything, how to go around things and fix things different way without costing $1 million, and he knows all the wirings and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, have fun with it. So he had it for about, 4 or 5 months, and I just said, hey, take your time, do whatever you can on the side. And he did it all. Damn, the thing drives nice. Nathan, stay away from the ladder, please. The guy that fixed your Prelude, no, because the blue car was totally fine. Trust me, everybody goes there. No, you can't get on the motorcycle. Thoughts on EX TLX A-Spec. Oh, it's really pretty. I've seen him before. I've seen him down here in Orlando. I've seen the what is it, the MDX? I don't know. It's the other one, RDX maybe, with the A-Spec. I've seen those too, and they're nice, but I don't really want to get big payments again. I have big payments with the GTR, and I don't want to do that ever again. That's why I looked at the Civic Type R, and I test drove one from the one kid. He let me drive it. I was just like, dude, these are only $34,000, and they're pretty peppy. And those guys were, I was at Dyno Day here in Central Florida. It was the Type R meet at Central Florida place up there in Sanford, Florida. And he's like, hey, you can drive my car. And I was like, cool. And he had 370-something horsepower on the dyno. And he let me drive it. And I'm like, this is nice. And he's like, how much work did you do to get into 370 horsepower? He's like, maybe $4,000. I'm like, that's it? $4,000 to bump it up from 306 horsepower to 370? He's like, yeah. I'm like, damn, it's cheap. GTR would be ridiculous. What? Go to mommy and ask for milk. He told you he will not stop. He will not stop bugging me. It'll be like this nonstop. Thoughts minivan with a turbo. Yeah, Aaron, I've seen a lot of these like supposed things here that were saying stuff about like what's it called? That they're going to bring a Type R over. And one of the articles, big old articles there, was that they were going to bring the Acura's NSX V6 twin turbo engine and put it in there. It was going to have like 450 horsepower, and I was like, oh my god, 450 horsepower out of a minivan? Dude, sign me up. But again, Honda doesn't have the balls to do that. Honda is just whatever's boring and dull is great, even though their Type R sales are through the roof. You know what I mean? Yeah, I took the GTR because I let the guy so the guy that let me drive his Civic Type R, he said, yeah, take the keys, go have fun with it. He didn't even want to ride with me, and I'm like, no, dude. I was like, you come and ride with me, that's fine. He's like, no, that's fine. It's so smooth, so comfortable. I was like, wow, this car's really nice. And then I said, okay, now you get to drive my GTR because you let me drive it. And he's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, take my GTR. So we went out for a ride. He loved it. He never driven a GTR. So I haven't even sat in one. I said, you deserve to take it out because you let me do it. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. I'm one of those kind of guys. As long as you take care of me, I'll do everything I can to take care of you. And that's what I did. I let him drive my GTR, and he was just blown away by it. And I'm like, there you go, But so for me, for $34,000, if you can get an MSRP, which most of them are selling out MSRP, then that's the way to get that car. And that way, it's have a roomy four-door car. It's a Honda. It's going to have great reliability, but it still has a little bit of pep and fun to it when you want to get on it. And the resale is really nice. My parents' Toyota Sienna is 10 years old, and it's going to be 11 years old. Yeah, dude. Actually, there was a full video, actually, Aaron, when you're talking about that, about cars, the cars that are kept in families from the first owner on the longest. And one of the top 10 cars was actually the Toyota Sienna. For people that kept it for 10 years or more, the Toyota Sienna is one of the actual vehicles in the top 10. Actually, 5 of the top 10 vehicles were Toyotas, so go figure. People that keep them the longest. I think 2 of them were Hondas, and then the other 3 were like domestics. There was no Mercedes, no Audis, none of that stuff. People could dump those real quick. Product for tomorrow. Don't have anything ready. I'm telling you right now, Aaron. You can't expect anything from me. This is peak season for me at work. I've been staying up and everything. God, my son is screaming. I'm gonna get yelled at. Give me a minute, guys. He is literally screaming his head off. What? What? Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Give me 2 seconds here. He will not stop screaming. And I'll never go away otherwise. I'm just getting my son a drink, so bear with me, guys. I'm in the kitchen right now, so you guys got to hang out with me in the kitchen. Problem is, I'm trying to do everything one-handed. Oh, come on, open up. Open. Eepa. I don't want to drip this thing all over me. There we go. I'm trying to fill up this little bottle here at the same time. He has one of these like sippy bottle things, and so I'm trying to fill it up right now with some drink for him. He's like trying to ask for it, and he's just screaming. 3, 4. It's that dad life, guys. It's that dad life. Now I got to seal it again. Hold on. What? All right, I want to put you up in the sky, guys. Putting you out of the sky. Just so I can put it together. Here you go, Nathan. Here you go. Here you go, Nathan. Here. He wants it, and then he just doesn't want it. And you're like, here, take it. And he's like, I don't want it now. I'm like, you just asked for it. Why don't you want it? Come on out, Nathan. You want to come back outside? These guys drink now, so he'll be happy. But let me tell you, if you don't take care of him, she'll start screaming at me. And I'm like, help? And it won't be that way. What do you give him? He wants milk. See it? He's got milk in his bottle right now. What do you think about McGuire's Ultimate Liquid Wax? Very good, Daryl, and it's a solid wax there to last you about 4 or 5. Mine lasted about 5 months before I saw any noticeable effects where it was wearing off. So it's going to last you for a solid 5 months is what I'd rate it for. Good, easy to apply, easy to remove stuff on. My wife right now is doing all her doctor notes, and she can't be disturbed, so she literally locks herself in the bedroom and does all her doctor's notes, because if she leaves it open, then he'll go and bother her all night long. And then she can't get any work done, and because being a doctor, she has to get all the stuff done. They made her work 2 Saturdays in a row because one of the doctor had his dad is dying or something, so he had to go out of town this past weekend. So she had to work 2 Saturdays in a row. Plus, it's been really busy after Thanksgiving. They all wanted to pile in on her, because they couldn't see her those couple days during Thanksgiving. So this whole week has been swamped with her. So she's trying to catch up on all her paperwork on the computer, so that when she goes in tomorrow, she'll be back down to 0 paperwork notes, and all her prescriptions are filled, and all that stuff has to be done. That's generally what you have to do. So even though you're done as a doctor, when you get home, you still got to do all the homework. So all the patients you've seen during the day, then you have to go in there and enter all their note information on every single patient, and then you have to submit it for billing, so that way she can eventually get paid for it. So if she doesn't do all the paperwork, she won't get paid by that patient's insurance. So it's kind of like, okay, now I'm home, now I got to do homework, and that's generally what she's doing right now. She's catching up from yesterday. If you only had $20,000 to get on a new car, I don't know how many cars that are nice at $20,000. I would have to say probably a Honda Civic. I would even push a new dealer to hit me with a Civic Si at $20,000, because I know they're not selling very well, because everybody that's buying the Civic that wants a sporty car is buying the Civic Type R. They're in such high demand. Dealers are still asking $5,000 or more over MSRP. So a lot of dealers now are selling them at MSRP, but nobody's selling below MSRP, where the SIs are just not selling anymore. Nobody's buying them. So I would say, I know the sticker price on the SI is somewhere around like $22,000, $23,000. I think I'd push the dealer to get me at $20,000, and then we'd make a deal if I had to go $20,000, because there's just nothing fun out there that I like for that at that price point. Yeah. Oh no. It doesn't wake me up. I'll let you guys see when the next plane comes in. It's like about every 30 seconds. So you'll see him actually come in. So you guys watch my videos. They come in right there. They'll come right over the house and fly over. So there's 2 flight paths there. You can see one right now in the camera. You see it? That's another plane coming in right now. So I told you it's about every 30, 45 seconds. Only when the weather changes or wind changes will they come from the north. But normally this is the southern route. So they come in from the south and they land in Orlando. Technically we're in Kissimmee, so we're not in Orlando, but we're only in a straight line, maybe 6 miles from the airport in a straight line. We're not that far, 6, 7 miles in a straight line. So this is their final approach right now as they're coming in. They'll put you'll see the wheels will go down and everything. And then, so usually, like I said, about every 45 seconds in peak time. coming over. But no, it doesn't wake you up. By about midnight, they really slow down where you really don't hear them anymore. But that's generally what I hear. Even my son's pointing at the airplane. I'll show it to you guys as it's coming in. So you can see it coming over. This is going in the palm trees. That's why you can't see it. Yes, Nathan, I see the plane. But generally, that's what happens. Nissan Maxima is getting a redesign, which looks boring, and it's not really cool looking, Aaron. Do doctors get a lot of respect? What do you mean respect? I mean, people always going to respect you. Well, Cody, you don't have to watch my channel if you don't want to worry about me, buddy. I don't care if you don't like it or not. It's my money anyways. Unless you want to send me some money, Cody. Don't worry about it, bro. It's my money. You can get the Mazda 3, I guess. Do you feel like the baby, the GTR, and you wish you had a beater car? Well, I have so many cars, it really doesn't matter. Yes, Nathan, I don't care. Leave me alone for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes today. It's all I want. Just non-stop today. It's all it's been, man, since it's got up. No, I just want a four-door car because he's been having to sit in the front seat with me a lot of times. We put the big seats in the cars. It's been a little bit of a pain in the ass trying to get him in the back seat, so I've been lazy and leaving the car seat in the front seat. And I know he shouldn't be in the front seat at his age, so that's generally what's been going on. Shut the door, Nathan. Shut the door. He's going to start crying soon, and then I'm going to get yelled at for not taking care of him and keeping him off her, and it's just the whole time. See, he's right at the thing. All the time. Good to see you back. Yeah, man. What's up, Alex? Been a long time. Hey, see. Oh, by the way, you live in America. I knew you would eventually. I knew you'd live. Damn it, Nathan. My son shut the door. Well, he does. You see this? You see this? He locks the door. Stop touching the lock. Leave the door cracked. He's gonna cry. He's gonna cry soon. I need to eventually get to America. It's more like in line with what you wanted to live in. God, Lord, the planes are non-stop tonight, boys. Non-stop. See? It's just non-stop. 2015 Touring 2.0 engine, both speakers. Cody's always like that. Yeah, it's true. It's true, Dalton. How many miles? How many as reliability? I don't know what you guys are talking about. What car it is? But no. Do I feel like a baby GTR? No, I just don't drive the GTR too much, Lizard. I really rarely drive this thing. It most of the time just sits in the garage. I don't really take it out much. This time of year, because of like all the new hires at my job, they hire tons of seasonal help. There's really nowhere to park. People are parking in the grass around the job and all that stuff, so I don't have a lot of places to park. I don't want to park next to anybody because you get these temporaries that don't give a flying crap about your car and they'll swing the doors into you. So I wait until it slows down at work, and that's when I go ahead and actually start taking the car back. So January, I'll start taking the car back to work once a week, maybe. That's about it. But Monday and Friday, I always get to ride my motorcycles. There's motorcycle parking right up front at work, so there's always room to park. He's trying to lock you out. No, it's non-stop with him. I don't know what it is. He grabs the locks and tries to lock it, and you tell him don't do it anymore, and stop shutting the doors and locking them, and you pop them or whatever. That's just the way it is. I'm old school, and you do something wrong, especially if he's messing around with things he doesn't do. I don't just tell him go sit in the corner, Johnny. I pop him, let him know, like, don't do it again. Because I'm not going to let him out. I don't want some jailbird out there in the future, where he was never punished or anything like that. I was raised that way, and I'm too scared to ever go to jail, so I don't want him thinking, jail's cool or whatever. Would it be a good idea to put fast finish on top of McGuire's Ultimate Lip Wax? I don't think you would need it because you'd probably want to put the sealant on first before you'd put the wax, but I don't see you would ever need it, so I don't think it's needed. Just leave it, you go with one or the other and just go with it from there. So when you work, have you ever just picked up a package that was going to be delivered to? I have done that in the past, but it's really hard in this building to get there because the building's so big, and I'm not there in the morning, so I don't worry about it because it's too much of a hassle. Here, you have such security guards and everything at the job, where when I was in North Florida, the smaller building, they didn't have security out there, so you just walk in and get your box and leave. Here, you got to go through security, and then they're going to say, well, is this yours? And you're like, yes, dumbass, that's my name on it. Well, I need to see some proof, and sometimes you got to get a written thing from a manager, and it's just a pain in the ass. To me, they'll deliver it to you in the afternoon, and I just don't care. So that's generally how it is. But I don't know what it is. Remember, Central Florida it's like a melting pot. It's mostly like islanders here for the most part, a lot of Spanish and stuff. Every single security guard at my job, I'm not lying to you on this one, the paid security that they bring in, they're all Haitian. I don't know what it is. Every single person that works the security gates are all Haitian, and all they do is speak their whatever it is, their French, whatever they call it. That's what it is. All they do is talk to each other in that whatever they call Creole language. But I don't know what it is. Haitians love to be security guards, so that's all they do. It's pretty funny, and it's just too much of a pain in the ass to try and explain it to them. We had a few that were really pissy security guards, and they ended up getting rid of them because they were harassing management, and they were like, management was like, time for you to go. Plane's flying over again. Yeah, Alex, it's pretty easy going here, Alex. I think you'd have fun while you're here. You'll get to do the things you want to do a little bit more. You don't have to worry as much. You want to live out in the country, you can do whatever you want. Build whatever you want. Nobody's really going to bother you for the most part, and that's nice. In the bigger city, it's more of a headache. Here, the traffic in Kissimmee is getting so bad now. It used to take me 20 minutes to get to work. Now it takes me like 35 minutes or more to get to work. And we've only lived here 6.5 years. That's why we're looking to move already. We're going to probably put this house up for sale in another year from now. Just go ahead and put it up for sale and move to a different part of Orlando. It's a lot closer. Most days it takes my wife about an hour and 20 minutes to get home from work. An hour and 20 minutes one way. Some days it's been as long as an hour and 45 minutes. And it's just for us, an hour and 45 minutes to go just into Orlando is just insane. The traffic here is terrible, so that's why we're looking to sell this house and move to a better part of Orlando, a lot closer. Not really, Aaron. It's where you live, man. It's for some reason, Central Florida. I don't know what it is. A lot of people from foreign countries want to live here. We were just in the mall, and most of the time in the mall, all you heard was either Spanish or Portuguese. We were in the Florida Mall, which is one of the big ones that's right by the airport. And it's all you heard was either Spanish or Portuguese. You don't really hear too much English anymore. It's crazy here. 3 mile, dude. I used to live 10 minutes or less from work. When I was in Pensacola, Florida, up in the Panhandle, I was 10 minutes or less. They only get traffic, and it's only at Christmas do they ever see traffic, and it's usually near the mall, which of course I know. Other than that, traffic in Pensacola was nothing. There was no traffic ever. You could zip to work. I lived, I think, 4 miles from work, and I would be there in 10 minutes every day. I'd leave 10 minutes beforehand, and I would be there before work started every single day. Now, if I don't leave a minimum of a half hour early, I will be late every single day. It's just, the traffic is terrible here, absolutely terrible. Usually the one road that leads all the way by the airport, they built a new Amazon fulfillment center right there. And it usually backs up for about 6 or 7 miles, and everybody's only doing 5 or 10 miles an hour the whole way into Kissimmee. 5 or 10 miles an hour, just because it's only a 2-lane road. It just pokes like this all the way down. Traffic is horrible. They have no plans to widen the roads here. We've already talked to people, so it's time for us to get out of Kissimmee. That's our plan. So I told her I want a 3-car garage minimum. I'm looking at, if we build our own house, have a 4-car garage, have like a playroom above it, so you can have like a movie room up there, pool hall, whatever you want to put up there, where you could be super loud and you're not going to bother anybody else. Because she said, I can hear you when you're upstairs playing games and I don't like it. So I said, that's why we need to have, I want to have it 4-car garage. So I have all the room for my cars, but at the same time, have a room above it, like a typical room above the garage. So if we want to be loud, have the guys over, we want to play games or whatever, it's not going to bother anybody. So that's kind of the thing I want to have too. So we'll see what's going to happen on here. Where I live, mostly Asian, Hispanic, and a few others. I don't know where you must live in, like California somewhere, if I had to guess, Aaron, because you don't see many Asians here. Like Asians are very rare here in Central Florida. You don't see many. It's just the way it is here. I don't know about where you guys live. Man, yeah, I like the Christmas lights. They're actually really cool. I put them all around the thing, and I sent a picture to Masterson's, like Greg Masterson. I'm like, I'm still waiting for your banner, buddy. I'd love to have you up here, and he just gives me a thumbs up. So I don't know, man. Because he said he was going to send me all his new stuff, and he never did. So either he's too busy or he just doesn't care anymore. I don't know. Poor guy's probably overwhelmed, and he just says like, oh, well. California, there you go. I knew where you were. I knew where you were, Aaron. I could tell. Oh, you're in Kentucky. Well, yeah, that's definitely right up your alley, buddy. I wouldn't doubt that at all. You can do whatever you want out there. Half the people hunt. Half of them don't care if you got guns. It's like everybody has guns. No big deal. If you want to go out there and just be yourself and not be bothered ever, none of those kind of country people will bother you, which is very nice. That's the good thing about living in the country. Nobody will bother you. Everybody's very friendly if you need anything. You want to go hunting, half the guys, you come on hunting on my land, just come on over, and it's a different world there. Where in the bigger cities, they're a lot more like, ew, you hunt or you got a gun? Ew. And you're like, okay. But it's really funny when I see that here. They'll be like, ooh, you have guns? And I'm like, yeah, so. And it's just really strange here in Orlando. But you go up to the country, it's like, yeah, you don't have 10, 15 guns. What's wrong with you? You need to buy more. It's crazy. Christmas lights aren't anything more expensive than regular. I buy small sets at a time. Eventually, yeah, it's just, I guess it doesn't matter. We don't really see a massive bump in our electricity with Christmas lights. Remember, they're only on for a couple hours every night. Meanwhile, like when the air conditioners are both on in the house, that's when the spikes really comes. In the summer, our air conditioning bill or our electric bill in the summer is like $500 and something a month for this house, because that's 2 air conditioners plus the pool pump that's always running, during a couple hours every day to filter out the pool. So with both of them running and the pump, that's why it gets to $500 something. So right now during like winter, our bill is maybe like $300 at most. So it doesn't even matter. We could have a million lights on it. It would still be cheaper than running all the air conditioners all day long, plus the other stuff. So it's really not a big deal. Yeah, Mastersons did get the gallon out. I did see that as well. That's actually really good, especially if you get like the waterless wash, their snow foam. What else did I really like? His detailer is really good. I'm highly recommend any of those 3. I would say definitely go for them. Like Greg's call out other brands and other guys. I'm sure they do. I mean, I don't pay that much attention, but I guess there is definitely a blood feud between him and Chemical Guys. I found out there's definitely a blood feud, and that's not a good thing. I mean, but I don't know the situation he left on when he left Chemical Guys and he started his own company. I don't know if there was the problems there, but I know there is definitely a feud between those 2 companies now, and it's more like hey man, you're stealing my business and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I guess they ran into each other at SEMA, and I guess words were said at SEMA. That's all I was known. That's all he told me, and he said they definitely do not like him. And I'm like, ouch. I'm like, what does it matter if you want to buy one or another company? It's like, I said, why would they go after somebody like Turtle Wax or McGuire's or one of these other companies? I said, what's the difference between your company and all these other ones, or Mothers even, or 3D or, all these other companies? They just are targeting him. So I don't know what it is, but there's definitely a feud between those 2 companies right now. So I'm like, whoa, buddy, whoa. So it's good. I told him all the time, I said, it's really good that you're getting somewhere. He said he's super busy all the time, but, obviously there's definitely some issues he's going to have to deal with. I like how Greg calls all the brands. Yeah, for sure. Why not get solar panels to power the AC units? It would be very expensive, Dalton. We've looked into it, and you're looking at well over $10,000. And right now, especially paying our student loans back, we just kind of passed on it. And we knew this wasn't going to be our permanent home, and that we were going to eventually leave Kissimmee, so we didn't want to spend money on a house that we weren't permanently going to be here at. I hope that helps you out, because why spend $10,000 or $15,000 or more on permanent solar panels if you're not going to be here for more than a couple of years? And we knew that. We didn't know when we first bought this house that we wouldn't stay here very long, but over the last probably 2 or 3 years, it's gotten so bad around here with traffic, trying to get anything done on the house. I'll give you an example. I called 4 different places to come out here and trim the palm trees and cut the one dead palm tree down. One of them is the same company that actually trims all the trees in our neighborhood. They didn't even call me back. Yeah, the same company that the neighborhood hires to cut all the trees along the roadside back every single year didn't even call me back. And I'm like, it just shows you nobody wants to work down here. I've called multiple people for different jobs that just nobody shows up. Nobody wants to work. Getting service done is terrible. Restaurant service. Trying to even go to Walmart. The shelves are like barren at Walmart. They don't even restock the shelves. So we go to different Walmarts now just because it's not worth going to the St. Cloud Walmart anymore. And traffic on top of that is just horrific anymore. Like I said, it takes her an hour and a half to get home on average day. It's not worth it for us to live here anymore. It's time for us to get closer to her job, closer to my job, and just get out of this crap as a whole. My Walmart is bare too. I don't know what it is, Dalton. They used to be really good, but it seems like the last couple of years, I have pictures of it. Full sections of shelves will be gone. You're like, oh my God, is a hurricane coming? Because, when you see a hurricane coming, for some reason, like the water shelves and everything, all that bread and water, the shelves will be completely barren the entire way down. There's nothing left of them. You'll have full sections right now, anytime at our Walmart, that are completely barren. There's nothing there. And you're like, is there a hurricane coming? What's going on? And we're talking like hair products. We're talking about like cleaning products, completely gone. And I'm like, do you ever restock around here? It's so bad here. So that's why it's just, and now in the traffic, it's just the traffic's starting to blow my mind. Even on the interstate, coming home tonight, we were on the Florida Turnpike coming home. Dude was doing 60 miles an hour in the left lane, blocking everybody, 60 in a 70 mile an hour zone, just blocking. So everybody's having to go around him because he won't get over, and everybody just drives so slow here, and there's not enough roads to lead in and out of Kissimmee. So a lot of people are leaving. At least your area is safe. Our area is pretty safe too. Our area is always safe here. That's the way I see it, anyways. The one thing I do like is that usually people don't bother me here. That's nice. We live in a gated neighborhood, with security and all that stuff. But we would like it a little bit more secure than it is now. Security, they don't do much. Like if you call security here, they'll be like, oh, okay, we'll come and check in a little while. Where some of the neighborhoods we look at are so high in security that you can't get in there unless your name's on a list. You better have your name on the list. You better show them your ID so they get a copy of your ID, and they take a picture of your license plate in the back just so they know what kind of car you're driving. It's absolutely insane. The house we looked at over there in Windermere, Florida, it's right behind Disney World. It's a really high-end neighborhood, and we're like, oh my God, they wanted all this information, and we were already on the list from the realty company that we were coming out. They had our name and everything. I was just like, holy crap. And we like that. They have constant security guards driving around the neighborhood the whole time, along with the guys at the front gate. It was really, you could tell it was really high end there. Say from someone who is a mercenary. Are you going to be a personal mercenary right now out there in Kentucky? I don't know what there is to actually. Kentucky's pretty poor. I used to drive through Kentucky all the time. There's not much in Kentucky, especially on the western side of the state. It's just nothing out there. It's really poor and really cheap out there. So I don't know what you're going to be a mercenary of in Kentucky, but hey, as long as you're having fun, buddy. But I'm telling you, yeah, it's pretty slow over there. But that's what, like, I told her, I said, the next couple of years, I'd like to buy some land out in either Colorado or Montana that we could build a house on. I said, because I want to be in the mountains where I see the giant mountains every day. And then when it starts snowing, come back here to Florida. So that's my game plan long term. I said, so we should buy some couple acres and just, say put it aside. Well, it's cheap now before prices really go up. In 20 years from now, when we're ready to, 10, 20 years from now, it'll be 5 times as much to live, and I don't want to deal with that. They might as well fingerprint you. Yeah, it's pretty crazy here. It's really crazy in that neighborhood I went to. It's really nice. It was a neighborhood called Keens Point Country Club. So they have many multi-million-dollar houses in that neighborhood, and I guess those people don't want to be bothered whatsoever. They do not want harassing people. When we drove through, I saw Lamborghinis in people's houses. I saw tons of Audi, like S7s, S5s. You saw the Q7s. You saw, what else did I see in there? Maseratis I saw in there. Tons of BMWs were rolling around. It was a very high-end neighborhood. And but it was crazy because people were so friendly. You would just drive. We were driving through the neighborhood, check it out, and people were like waving when you're going by. I'm like, they wave at you here? I'm like, here, and you drive around the neighborhood, nobody even looks at you. They just like look away. They're like, I'm not looking at you, bro. It's a different world. I mean, we even saw a lemonade stand from these 2 kids selling lemonade. I've never seen that before in my entire life. I've never seen people selling lemonade, and they had it out there. It's just really, I don't know, it's just more like a hometown thing, but they want to keep it very secure, so that's pretty cool. Lots of fires. Yeah, we don't have to deal with fires rarely in Florida. I remember really bad forest fires back around the early 2000s, and it was really smoky in North Florida, but that was generally about it. Normally it rains so much here in the summer that the land is completely soaked and you don't have to worry about the fires here. You did that stuff. So Alex, did you buy yourself like 20 or 30 acres of land out there, and then you have that way you can nobody's near you? Or are you living in a town like in Lexington, or are you living in one of those kind of towns right on the border of like Cincinnati or something? Or are you way out in the country and have a bunch of land and then build what you want? Move there and do detailing business there. That would be nice, but I'm sure most of those people actually have it. Because I was just shocked when I drove by. I'm like, oh my God, they have a Lamborghini in their front yard. I was like, dang, dude, you could tell we were in a different level. Like, this neighborhood is nice, but that level takes it to a whole nother level when you see these homes and you're just like, dear God, what is that, like 8,000 square foot house? And your jaw hits the ground. You're like, no, that's not the garage. That's a mother-in-law's house on top of it. And that's the garage all over there. I'm like, oh my God, these homes were in this neighborhood. And feel free to look it up on Google or Zillow. It's called Keens Point Golf and Country Club. It's ridiculous, and I'm like, damn. They had average homes like in here, and then you had the not so average homes. That you have a lot of professional individuals and owners living in there. It was really cool. What's up, Gage? How you doing, buddy? Hello, this is Miami Dolphins. I have no idea Hennessy. I don't watch them, buddy. South Bend, armpit of the Midwest. In South Bend, they're from Indiana, but I don't know where. They're somewhere in northern Indiana. That's all I know. They own a tool shop up there, and so they only come down here during the winter, and then they go back around March, April is when they leave. But they're kind of like me, so I just stay away from them. But they're from Indiana. Both their cars, they have a Tesla, and they have a Lexus, and both of them have like Indiana plates on it. It's funny because they literally ship their cars up there, so they drop it off, have it shipped up to their house in Indiana, and they take the Tesla with them. They leave the Lexus down here, but they usually ship the Tesla back and forth. It's pretty crazy. So, and then they just fly up there, and then, it gets dropped off at their house a couple days later. It's pretty crazy. So Nathan, calm down. I don't know, man. He must be in the house, buddy. That's all I know. Would you be interested in opening your own product line? Not really, just because of the fact that I enjoy what I do, meaning I don't have that much stress. If I don't want to put out videos, I don't put out videos. That's just the way it is. If I'm not in the mood to make videos, I don't have to do it. Where, once you own a business, you have to constantly be on top of that business 24/7. And I don't have that drive to want to do it. How do I want to say this? You have to have something pushing you beyond belief to want to keep doing that, whether you're having a good day or a bad day. I don't have that drive for that. Maybe if I was hurting for money, but I don't hurt for money. Obviously, we don't hurt for money. We pay a lot. We have no bills due until January. If that tells you guys anything, we literally don't owe another bill until January. Everything's already paid for the month. And when you don't owe anything, it's kind of hard because you're going to be working your tail off as a business owner, and I don't want to be there. I don't want to be a business owner. I don't want to be having to go to every car show every single weekend around the state of Florida. That's basically what you got to do. You got to be at all the car shows. You got to be pushing your brand like a drug dealer. You got to be packing up packages, shipping them out, especially when you're a new company. You're the one that's having to do all the legwork. Maybe your family helps you out, but for the most part, it's a small company. It's just you. Maybe you rent a warehouse out, a small little warehouse. That's what Limitless does. Limitless has his own, it's like a metal build-on shed behind his house that he actually had built. It has it's like a 1,000 square foot. It's a shed, and he has shelves in it, and that's where he does all his supply, right behind his house. He's a firefighter during the day, and at night he has to come home from firefighting and do all the boxing, all the shipping. He says his wife helps him out a lot now with it. He bottles his own stuff, so when he gets his stuff in from the labs, who mix all his stuff for him, they come in big 55-gallon drums. Well, he has to pump all the products in himself in the bottles, as well as label every single bottle. He does this after he's done with firefighting every single day while his company is growing. And he says his company has grown like 75% year over year as it's getting bigger. And I got to tell you that his quality, his products are absolutely mind-blowing stellar. And I can see why. But imagine having to work. You're essentially working, 15, 16, 17 hours a day between both jobs. I don't know that I really want to do that, And to me, it's just like, oh, that's a lot of work. Or to me, it's like, if I don't want to make a video for you guys, I just don't make a video. And that's just the way it goes. I do it for fun. And thankfully, I love doing it for fun. And I get products out, especially I'm hyped. Always at the beginning of the year, I bust my tail. I put out tons of videos for you guys in the beginning of the year because I want to get reviews out and I want to test the brand new products for the 2019 products, let's say, coming up. And I want you get my 2 cents advice out there and what I think of each product. And so I love busting my tail, but in the later half of the year, I'm just kind of like, I can slow it down a little bit. And that's generally what I do. I don't try and kill myself because I don't want to burn myself out. And sometimes I do feel burnout when I make these videos. So owning my own company, it's a lot of pressure. And I don't think I'm ready for that kind of pressure in my life right now. You live somewhere by Cincinnati, or do I? Oh, you live near somewhere. I figured you were somewhere. I didn't think you were ready to go out to the full-on country, Alex. Like, you go to the western side of Kentucky, like Paducah and stuff like that. Man, there's not much out there, dude. But you can buy a whole home for dirt cheap. You won't spend a lot of money, and everybody will be really friendly, the country people. Oh, man. Yeah, the wall is getting decked out. Supposedly, I have another new company called Slingers. It's a really small startup company. They're going to send me a wireless wash and wax. And I said, do you have anything you can send me? I said, I don't care if it's an old banner or whatever you have. I said, I'd love to have it hanging on the wall. I've been harping on Masterson's about sending me his. They said they had one for me, but they just haven't gotten it sent out. And I'm like, just fold it up in a box and send it to me. I don't care. Just so I can put it on the wall. I like to show off the stuff, and I like to support the companies to support me. Like 3D, I haven't gotten their products out yet. I'm sure they've written me off by now, but, at least I'm out here supporting them, and I will get that video out for them very soon. It's just that I've been putting off. Today was actually supposed to be the day I was going to wash the car and use the 3D one, but my son decided to wake up at 2:30 this morning and stay up till 6 a.m., so I had to stay with him till 6 a.m. as well. And then I ended up, because of that, I crashed all afternoon. I didn't get up till 3 p.m., so that kind of sucked. Got some great deals on detailing product over Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Adams Polishes had a great discount. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just saw, I don't know if check Limitless Car Care guys or Rev Auto. They have 30% off right now. I don't know which one. I think it was Limitless Car Care. Check out Limitless right now. 30% off. At 30% off, you're paying as much as McGuire's products. And to me, that's when you buy it, guys, and I highly recommend them. I'm telling you, not one of these people that have bought their products have ever told me they weren't less than stellar. They were just blown away. And so for 30% off, when you can buy for $8 or $9 a bottle, I'm like, dude, that's McGuire's prices at Walmart. Try it out at those prices. Don't hold back. So that's why I'm trying to tell you guys when to get them, when they're on sale, pick them up and give them a shot, because you will be like, oh, this is the best stuff ever. I don't ever want to try anything else again. And I can understand where you're coming from, because I tried them and I was like, dear God, this stuff's amazing. And I understand why he's up 75% year over year, but you know, it's just about getting your name out. And then once people do try them, they're like, oh my God, I don't know if I want to try anything else again, because I've never seen anything that's that good. And so when I do see it, they have the 30% off, I'm like, guys, you're McGuire's prices now. For 30% off, go buy every one of his products and let me know how you think about it. And everybody that's bought them says they're just hands down the best products they've ever used. So that's why I'm telling you guys right now. If it is, I think it's Limitless right now, 30% off. Check their Facebook, check their Instagram. They'll have a code for it. Buy them. Right now, go buy them. Just buy your soaps, stuff like that, basic stuff. You'll be blown away. There's products from Wax Gods, and for a week no activity such as track number, I reach out to the company and says Tyler said he made a mistake. Sent it to the wrong desk. Oh, you know what, Hennessy? I will tell you, his products are stellar, but he is very slow to respond. I don't know if he needs to hire somebody to help him out. I don't know what it is, but when I've asked him to, I want to buy products for him to do these giveaways on Saturday night or Sunday night giveaways and live streams, it usually takes him a week before he'll respond to my comments. And I'm like, dude, you can't run a business like that. And I don't want to tell him that, but I'm just like, if it takes you a week to respond to customers who are trying to buy products from you, something's wrong. You're going to end up failing. You got to be on it within a couple hours to a day at most. You cannot slack any more than that. You know, when I'm putting out videos, I'm looking at those comments every few hours. I'm going back and seeing any new comments, any new questions about the products, and I respond to them. You have got, when you're as a new business, if you start showing that you're going to take days or a week to even respond, then something's wrong. You need to hire somebody to start taking care of that, or you need to rearrange your priorities. And again, that's where it goes back to owning your own business. I mean, if he's very busy, then yes, he can afford to pay somebody part-time. Pay him, $10 an hour or whatever, $12 an hour to help you box up the products, help you answer questions, whatever it is. Just pay one of your buddies from college under the table, $10 an hour, $12 an hour under the table, so that way, you can get something done. And he'll help you box it up and do all that stuff. And then you go from there. And you answer all the questions, handle all the financial side of it, whatnot you got to do. But I'm glad that at least he gave you a refund. That is actually really good about him. But I'm sorry to hear that it took a week for him to even respond. That really sucks. R King, I don't live in the dirt world. I mean, you can see R King. There's concrete out there, and there's concrete everywhere here. So my cars don't get that filthy. So if you saw my Instagram pictures from yesterday and my Facebook pictures, you guys got to see the white car. That's as dirty as any of my cars have ever been. That car sat there for 13 months not running. Okay, so if you can imagine 13 months of not running, it was filthy. It was disgusting. That's why I provided the pictures for you guys on Instagram and on Facebook, so you guys get to see how bad it was. But that's about as dirty as my cars ever get, to tell you the truth. I took a truck over to the car wash and hated every minute of it. Why would you take your truck to the car wash? Just wash it yourself. Swirl-O-Matic 5000. Oh, man, I wouldn't even do that, man. To me, if it's just dirty, I'd rather leave it dirty than take it to a car wash. That is the honest God's truth. Every time we take my wife's minivan in for her regular oil change service and whatnot, I always tell them, do not wash the car, because I know it's going to happen. Like you said, it's going to cause swirls at RS. Hell, the minivan is less than 500 miles from hitting 40,000 miles. We bought it last January. A week before we bought the GTR, 5 days before we bought the GTR, we bought her minivan, brand new off the lot. And it already has right at 40,000 miles. I've put almost 4,000 miles on this car in the same time period. I bought this in January of 2017. I bought this car. That's right. Yeah, January 2017, I bought this car. And I have only put right at 4,000 miles on it now. It's like just a hair under 4,000 miles. So I'm averaging 2,000 miles a year on the GTR. She's put 40,000 miles on the car. But that's the only vehicle she has. That's the vehicle we go anywhere. We go on trips. We go see her family in Jacksonville. We go on any cruises. We take to the cruise port. That is our daily beast. When we're going anywhere to Walmart, shopping, we only take her van. We don't even drive my cars. So that's why. Maybe if I get the Civic Type R, yes, but other than that, no. Time for you to call it a night. Super Dave, thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I know I've been gone a while, but give me some time. I've just been enjoying life. How's that sound? I've been enjoying life, playing a lot of video games, being a complete dork, and just enjoying my time with life. And we've been on a lot of cruises you guys got to see. We did a cruise, what was it, 3 or 4 weeks ago? We came back from another cruise. It was the week before Thanksgiving. That's when it was. That's when we went on a cruise to the Western Caribbean on the Disney Fantasy. That'll be our next cruise. I don't think it's till March, sometime around my son. We usually go on my son's birthday around the end of March, but we haven't quite decided where we're going to go. We're looking at either South America. So there's a Norwegian cruise that goes out of Santiago, Chile, and it works its way all the way up South America, goes through the Panama Canal, and then up into Miami. Or we're looking at going all the way to Hawaii for his vacation cruise, if you want to say that. So that's what we're generally looking at, and but that's going to be our next cruise. Other than that, we should be here most of the time. We're taking only a couple of days off in January, like we always do, to go visit my dad in Illinois. But for the most part, we'll be here, and by then I should be allowed, because I've contacted some of these companies. One of them is 303. As a matter of fact, 303 sent me one of their brand new products for 2019. They specifically told me I cannot put the video out. I can't even put pictures of it out yet, because they're figuring out when the soft release is going to be, when they're actually going to release to the public what product it is that they're doing it. I already have it. It's literally sitting on the thing in their countertop in the kitchen. And I asked her, I said, can I at least take pictures of it and not put a video out? And she wrote back today, she's like, no, you can't do anything. I'm like, oh, because I really wanted to show it to you guys, but I can't show it to you guys. Turtle Wax, they've contacted me and said they're getting me all their stuff for 2019, but only half of the 2019 products are bottled. The other half, they're still waiting for the factory to pump them out. And so then I'll have them, because you guys have already seen them in the actual release, but I can't put the review videos out until it's around January sometime. That's when I'm allowed to put the review videos out. So there's things that you get held behind when you make these YouTube videos. If a company's going to hook you up with these products for free, they don't mind what you make. You can tell them these products are the worst products in history, but they tell you there's a street release date when you're allowed to do it. If you look at a lot of car review companies on YouTube, they're all held. You'll notice if you were like me, I'm subscribed on like 6 or 7 different car review channels on YouTube. They all release the exact same car as a review on the exact same day. It's hilarious. You'll see everyone like the same one. Like, let's say it's like a Chevy Corvette from all the different ones, because they're locked in. And Chevrolet will say, you guys can all come and do it, but you can't release it until a month from now. So as soon as that date comes, boom, they're all released at the exact same day on YouTube. It's pretty funny. That's essentially what happens with these companies. They'll send me their products, but they tell me, Chad, you can't release them until the date. And I'm like, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. At least I'll have a video out for you guys. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. Do you engine bay detail your cars? The only thing I would ever recommend to cover it up is your alternator and your fuse box. That's generally about the only thing. Get yourself an old Walmart plastic bag, wrap it around there, and just cover it. Just cover your electrics out. So your fuse box that might be not so watertight, your alternator won't be watertight. These are the things that you want to go ahead and actually wrap it all the way up, and with the plastic baggies. And other than that, you don't really need to worry about anything out. But just those 2 electrical things is the only thing you should always cover up. After that, you can go crazy with the stuff. You know what I mean? You can spray all the engine cleaner and degreaser up, and then you can go from there. I have 2 videos where I test out the Chemical Guys orange degreaser and the Masterson's degreaser on my 2 different Preludes, and they do a stellar job. And if you ever want to go back and watch those videos, you can see it. And both of them did an amazing job. The car's engines look great. Really, really good product. Yesterday I used Masterson's degreaser here. I'll show you which one it is. It's this one right here. If you guys got to see my picture on Instagram, I used this right here, the heavy duty degreaser. So in the gas door bay area, it was like black and nasty. I don't know how it got so nasty in there. And you'll see the pictures before and after. Well, I sprayed it on there, let it soak, then agitated a little bit with one of those little soft horsehair brushes that gets in the cracks and stuff. And then I just washed it out, and the stuff was all gone. It was spotless, and you guys could see that. I'll show you what brush I'm talking about here real quick. So I used one of these little horsehair brushes. Nothing crazy. These are like $2 or $3. They're really, really soft. They're not going to do anything to you. You can see I'm saying it's not going to hurt or anything. And that's all I did. I agitated around the engine area. I made sure the actual gas cap was on there really, really tight. and then I just flushed it out with water and gone. And it's just spotless looking in there. Great degreaser there. So if you want to check that out. I like my car. I take my car to the car wash in the winter to get the salt off. I gotta understand that. Just find yourself a touchless car wash, movie fan. If I can see, I know a lot of places have touchless car washes that won't touch your car. That could be a good way to do it without actually scraping up your car. Online shipping is expensive. No, but you've got to find it on good rates. A lot of these companies will have, let's say, $5 flat rate shipping. These are when you get them because you buy all the products you want from them and they only charge you $5. Now that to me is a good deal. Otherwise, a lot of these companies online, when you're buying, let's say clothes, they'll say, spend $50 free shipping or spend $75 free shipping. Or let's say they're going to do, this product is $25.99 free shipping. Well, that means the product only probably costs them $20, but they're sliding in that $5 shipping charge in the price. That's what these companies do. And as soon as you can understand the games these guys play, then you'll be better off. Because you're either going to get the $20 or you're going to pay for $5 shipping, or they're going to say $25 is the sale price and you get free shipping. When a lot of people bite on that, they're like, oh my God, free shipping. No, you're paying for the shipping, but you don't really realize that you're actually paying for the shipping. And that's generally what happens. Good evening, 4-door SI. How you doing, buddy? Don't let anybody touch my car. And yeah, for sure. The thing is, whenever I get these Preludes in this coming year, like for my Christmas, I don't really ask for much. I'm just gonna have my cars taken care of, like painted for Christmas. Well, at least one of them will be painted for my Christmas present, and that's all. I'm not asking for anything for Christmas because the only thing I really need to get done is basically the paint jobs. And let's face it, in reality, that's not a need. The cars will still drive fine. It's a want. And for my want Christmas present, I would like to have the cars painted. And at least have maybe the white Prelude painted first. Obviously, I'm going to try and get it in here next couple weeks. And the blue one won't get done until I think March when they said they can get me in. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Gives me time to have a little bit of save up money anyways, because I know it's going to cost me like $3 or $4 grand to have that thing with the rust cut out, the dings taken out, and then completely repainted properly. It's probably going to set me back $3,000 or $4,000. And I'm like, well, whatever. But I just want it to look like it was brand new from the factory back in 2001. If I decided to reveal them early, Dalton, they probably would never send me another thing again. So what happens is, if you break their trust, or like with some companies, I'm not going to lie, I have a non-disclosure act contract with one of the companies. Literally, I had to sign this contract, and I had to go back and forth to make sure everything I agreed to on the contract was okay before I would sign it, and then I had to sign it and send it up there to them, so that they would send me the products. We're talking, I get products 6-7 months early before they even tell you they're going to be out at SEMA. I have had these products for testing. They'll be just in a plastic bottle. And if I was to break it, they could actually come back and get me financially because I have a contract with them. And 2, I would never get another product from them again. And I don't want to break that trust with them. To me, I'm going to try it out. I get tried out for free. It doesn't cost me a dime. It comes in boxes. And they just say, hey, let me know what you think about it, what we need to work on. Maybe make me like a 2-minute video on what you like, what you don't like, so I can share it with the upper management. That's all they ask for. And so why would I wouldn't want to break that trust with them. And that's what it comes down to, is a trust. So no, I would never show it early. What are your thoughts on the light bar to fix light bar on your thing? I don't really need one. I have a bunch of these big LED lights. There is a couple of really great light stands. Like one of them's called Color Match, and they have 2 big lights on LEDs. They come on like a tripod stand. Those are really, really good. I've been thinking about getting one of those as well, but they're like $100 and something. So maybe I'll do it that way. I can keep it in the garage, because usually you can't see swirls very good without a proper light, or you take it out in the sun, right? And so I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time to go ahead and break down and spend one of those $100 and something on those nice tripod lights, so that way I can have it looks like a true sunlight hitting it, so you can see if there's any swirls or light scratches that when you're actually polishing your car. A lot of the pros carry them, but say me, I wasn't on that level where I needed to spend a couple $100 for a light setup, and that's why I really just never did. I just had all the LED lights, everything I could get out there, and if I really wanted to make sure it was good, then I would just back it out of the garage, look at it in the sunlight, and see if there's anything, mark where it needs to be done, and then I pull it back in the garage and I start working on it again. That's how I normally take care of my stuff. Do you think that a paintbrush going for the wheel cleaner, do you think that paintbrush is going for wheel cleaning as if you don't have? I guess you could, but it's not as, the bristles for a regular paintbrush are not near as stiff as one of those nylon brushes that I have. Swerving on all the comments. What are you talking about, Adam? Clear ball is even more for the front of the car. Radio is $700. I just got my 100 equivalent LED Dave light bulb on a lamp. Or get a video like worse. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with it. I looked at getting this car actually clear broad, and they wanted to charge me something like $1,800. So basically, the entire front clip of the car, the entire front bumper, fenders, mirrors, and I think we're gonna do a strip across the top right there. To prevent any rocks from flying over, it was $1,800, and this is like a high end. Like they do detailing, but they also do clear bras as well. They are I forgot what they're called, Auto Salon of Orlando. They're literally the building is right behind Universal Hyundai here in South Orlando, and they do detailing, professional detailing, but they also do clear bra installs. And they do it on a lot of high end luxury cars, exotic cars, and stuff like that. And I was like 1,800. I was like, I don't really know if I needed that bad. Again. 2 years, I've only put just shy of 4,000 miles on this car. So it's like, and I don't do a lot of those. Like they have the big Festival of Speed, I think it was last weekend, where all the luxury exotics and stuff were out. I just don't go to those. I'm doing these big road trips with the car, so I don't know if I really need it that much. Either dish soap, wax, and grease remover, 90%. You got GTR last year and now going to be 2 years. No, it'll actually. I bought it last January, so it's like I said. I've had it for almost 2 years now. A couple weeks from now, it'll be 2 years, and I've only put just shy of 4,000 miles on the car. That's it. That is it. That's all I've driven on this car. The last time I drove this car, I would say it's been about 3 weeks right now. Again, with my job hiring so many damn seasonals, people are parking in the grass. I'm not going to take the car up there. I'm just not going to do it because I don't want to park near anybody. I usually park right in the manager's spots area. The managers go home and they leave all the spots wide open. That's where I take their spots. Right there is in the front corner of the building, so nobody bothers me. And, I know the other people are working in the building or parking close to the security gate where I'm all the way at the end, and that's why I like to be where nobody's going to mess with my car. And that's generally what I do. Funny because a lot of people think that's actually a manager. I'm a manager, and they see the car and they're like, "Holy crap! Are you working up in the offices somewhere? Or management somewhere?" Like, no, just work in the building like everybody else. It's pretty funny. Best clear bra band is XPEL. That's why AMO NYC uses. I forgot who I had. I think on my 370Z, it came with a clear bra. I want to say it was 3M clear bra, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But remember, I sold the 370Z last January to a pro detailer down there in West Palm Beach. I still see all the cars he details when he posts them up on Instagram. You'll see Ferraris and Lamborghinis. He does very, very high-end exotic cars when he does detailing. He doesn't do a lot of low-end cars. So you just see it and you're like, damn, dude, you get to drive all this? And he's like, yeah, I get to drive it all. It's like they just tell him to go have fun with it around the block right before you clean it up. And he's like, okay. So it's actually really cool. He gets to do it all. You like Suntech, do wax gods. What? Best of clean window tint. I would say probably some of the best I've ever tried will probably be Stoner Car Care's Invisible Glass. You can buy it at Walmart or whatever. Another top one I would rate would be Masterson's, just because Masterson's has like a water repellent. So this Invisible Glass, oh, dear God, it's stellar. I use it on my motorcycle helmets. I use it everywhere. The one thing I like about Masterson's is the fact that it has like a water repelling technology in it. So I put it on the front of my windshield on the outside of my car, and it helps give you like that Rain-X effect for a little while, which is really, really cool. Let me see if I can find his windshield wipe glass stuff. Hold on, guys. Got to give me a second because I'm trying to find out where it is. I think I'm all out of it, which I think I am. I can't find the bottle right now. But it's a really, really good one from Masterson's Car Care. It's one of the best products that he makes because it has a little bit of water repellent technology in it. So it kind of gives you that Rain-X technique. But yeah, I would say Stoner Car Care, hands down, Invisible Glass is the best glass cleaner, the easiest one I've ever used. Easy to get a hold of, no complaints. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, buddy? Haven't been on watching lately. Go back to the Hot Bed Holidays. For real, man. How often should you seal your vehicle? Probably about once a year, Cody. Once a year is all you should need if you keep it up. Shell V-Power all the way is like keeping my Jeep Cherokee. Actually, the Shell station is where we go to get gas all the time. It's right down the street. It's like 3 or 4 minutes from our house. And it's funny because this Prelude still had gas in it. It had like I can't believe it hasn't had gas put in it in over a year. And it was running just fine. It was crazy. But when I got back from Tampa, it had about a quarter of a tank left in it. So I went right I stopped at Shell gas station on the way in, and I completely filled it up with 93 octane. I was like, you know what? I don't know what kind of gas is in there. I don't know if the stuff's starting to break down. So I filled it all the way up with 93 octane. It drove great. The whole way home was so quiet, so smooth. I'm like, oh my God, there was no vibrations to it over. It was just cruising down the road. And I'm like, dear God, this car is in amazing shape now. and I was just shocked at how well it rode. You know, you figure for the older cars they don't ride that good. Wrong. Stellar, stellar. So I filled that up. I only put I all of our cars, I fill them all the way up all the time at Shell. I'm not like a gas snob or anything like that, but it's just usually the one right down the street. It's always the same price as Wawa, the same price as 7-Eleven. It's the same price as all of them. So, you know, I just stop at it. It's easiest to get home all the time. And I haven't had any issues. Again, I used to fill up with Racetrack every day. I used to fill up with, what's the other one? Not Racetrack. Is it Raceway or one of them? And I never had a problem. Sidco, I've never had any issues with gas. So, you know, I'm just saying it's the closest one I got, man. Video is failing. Best ceramic coat. Now, I have never tried any ceramic coat, Winston. I have the ceramic coat I was going to put on this car, but, you know, today was supposed to be the day I was going to try test out this 3M for you guys, and then I was going to put on the ceramic coat later on, but it didn't work with my son wanting to wake up at 2:30 in the morning and run around and go play. So, I didn't, but for one of the ones that everybody asked for, they wanted to see a review on, was this right here, Winston. So it's the Sea Quartz UK 3.0. Okay, it's about $80 for this right here, but it'll last you for like multiple cars, right? And it lasts for like, I think it's rated for like 2 years worth of protection. So if you can do multiple cars for 2 years, it's like, that's a great deal. So hey, maybe that's something you want to try. They said it's really, really easy to apply, really easy to take off. It came with the whole thing, like with a product called Reload. It came in there, a little small bottle of it. That basically boosts your ceramic coating. Like you do it once every 6 months or something like that. It gives you a boost. I don't know, whatever it is. But I didn't want to put it on the GTR until it was ready to go before I did it. Have you ever heard of, I've never heard of that. I don't even know what it is, man. No idea, buddy. I'm just scrolling through all your comments in case I missed anything. On Obsessed Garage, I don't watch Obsessed Garage. Again, the channels that I watch on the daily, if I see them, are car review channels from like the big boys and some of the smaller ones. Some tech, like video game type reviews. What else have I seen? What else? Some travel channels I like to watch. But generally, I guess I don't watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, if that's bad. I don't, Aaron, I see your comment about Fortnite. Fortnite to me is really childish, just like for 10-year-old kids. Blackout is more for older adult stuff. I love Blackout. It's more realistic than like, you know, trying to worry about dancing and stuff. I'm like, who gives a crap about that? And all like the fake stuff, you know, chopping up stuff. That's me. I never played it, but I've seen enough of where Blackout's the typical Call of Duty is just on a massive scale, you know, Call of Duty. And that I like that. So that's to me why it works out better for me. Sorry if I missed your question earlier, buddy. I just, sometimes it just scrolls while I'm answering another question and I didn't pay attention to it. CG is dead on your channel. Did you send it? I haven't used CG in a long time just because of the fact that they just keep putting out the same kind of products over and over. There's no like, wow, you have a new product. It's mind blowing. It's usually just a new car wash in a different scent or a new this in a different color or whatever. That's about all they do. And you know their car washes really aren't that good. Their snow foam products are really good. They work really good in the foam cans, but they don't have mind blowing other products. Like their Jet Seal, pretty good. I like it a lot. I had no problem with it. Their new detailer, pretty good. I like it. Their car wash, it's okay. I just like their snow foam stuff. Their snow foam car washes are amazing. I really like those. I will give them props on that. Hobbs here. Make cruise channel. Too many people do that already, Cody. Way too flooded. They wouldn't have to worry about video recording everything while I was on the cruise ship. I don't want to do that. There's too many other channels out there doing that, and it's just not for me. I already have problems now sometimes getting motivation to make videos, and you guys see this time I usually take breaks. I don't put out near as much. So for me having to worry about making more videos, it's just like, dude, I'm on vacation. I don't want to do anything, you know. I just want to be a bum. And these guys are having to walk around the ship like when you're docked at a port somewhere in a different island or a different country, they're walking around the ship the entire day videoing everything. And, you know, where there's not a lot of people in the ship so they can easily get around fast and there's not a lot of people getting in the way of the video. That's what these guys are doing. I've seen those videos and I'm like, oh, dude, I don't want to do that. That to me is not fun. You know, I can tell you about anything on the cruise, but that to me is not fun. One overall, McGuire's and Mothers. Right now, probably McGuire's. Are there any laws about using video cameras on cruise? No, not at all. Everybody has cameras out everywhere you go, or video cameras. You see some of these people come out with these cameras and lenses that are like shit, like 2 feet long, and they're like snapping the pictures of other cruises and stuff, or snapping the pictures of mountains. It's nuts. These people that sit on the top deck, and you'll see them, especially when you go to the ports. They'll be out there with a tripod as you're sailing away to take these huge professional pictures. And they're just like click, 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 click the whole time, and you're just moving around from section to section of the ship. They can sell the pictures, whatever they're doing with the pictures. I don't know, but you should see these guys. I'm not lying. At least 2 foot long things. I'm like, what do you need that for? Maybe they're in Port Everglades, a Port of Miami, and they're taking other ships going out, and they're taking pictures of it from there when you're out at sea. It's pretty crazy because it literally looks like an elephant line, right? When all the cruise ships go out within like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of each other, so they all staggered out. So you can see on the horizon, there'll be like one cruise ship, two ships, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they'll all be all the way back. So people like to take pictures of that kind of stuff. People like to take the drones, but now most cruise ships won't even let you have drones on the planes or drones on the ships anymore. They ban them all. It's really stupid, I know. But the guys down there in Port Miami and Port Everglades and in Fort Lauderdale, they'll sit on the beach, and as the cruise ships are going out, they take the drone off from there and they fly all around the cruise ship. So that's pretty fun to see because they can't tell them no about that. It's pretty funny. They're like, yep, can't tell you no about that. So they'll fly them like 50 feet off the boat, and they'll be going around the whole boat taking pictures of it while it's going out of the port. And then, the cruise ship can't tell you no. So it actually is pretty cool to see all that. Favorite types of music? I would say 80s music. 80s music is probably my number one. I like a lot of 80s music. It's just fun, upbeat music. I like rap. So rap's pretty good. I don't know. That kind of stuff. Some late electronic dance music. Stuff with a good beat and it's upbeat and stuff. I don't like dreary music, and I don't like country music. It's just never been for me. That kind of stuff. Here, ambulance coming down the road. I tried 99-cent car wash from the foam can. It was the worst ever used. You should actually try some Black Magic. Black Magic is terrible. It's awful. Any new ranch snacks? No, I don't have any ranch snacks with me. I got some barbecue stuff right now. Hey, what's up, Chad? Been a while. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Just relaxing and enjoying this fine evening. It's only like 67 degrees outside right now. It's really nice and breezy. Is there an invasion of privacy on boats? Not that I've known of. For some reason, some islands in the countries won't allow you to have them. Some people I've read online, you're not supposed to have them in the countries, and they get them on the cruise ship, and they end up taking them in the country. And the local people don't give a crap about it. It's just the stupid law government. And they'll be like, oh, you can't have them, But all the actual locals that live in that country, they don't care at all. They just want to come out and see them flying, even though you're not supposed to have them. But I think cruise ships are just trying to be dicks about stuff. What if it hits the thing? Really, it will, 2 or 3 pound drone is going to hit your thing. Is it really going to jack it up? I would say the wind is way more powerful than your little drone. But, I think that's what happens to it. Old people in my neighborhood. I'd say about half our neighborhood is old. The other half is middle-aged. So it's kind of a mix up here, Cody. It's not too many old people. They're some of the oldest. I'd say they're like 80 something, and those people are like 80 something down the street. These people are like right around 60 years old. They're Asian people or Chinese people. They're like 60 years old. Those people are like mid 70s over there. It's just a mix. And then you have people that are like in their 40s and 50s here everywhere because, it's not like it's a cheap neighborhood to live in. So it's not like people that are in their 20s are buying houses in here. I've ever tried Peanuts Black. I have not. I've heard a lot of things about it, but I've never tried it myself. So I can't really comment on that, brother. So I don't know. But I try and at least tell you the truth about stuff. If I don't know, I've never tried it. I'll at least give you the heads up that I've never tried it. Where if I have tried it, at least I'll be honest with you and say, hey, it's good or it's bad or it's whatever. But I won't lie to you guys. There's no point in lying to you guys and trying to fake something. It's not like I'm getting paid by anyone. None of these companies have ever paid me. None of them have ever paid me. They've sent me like gift cards and stuff like that for Christmas and said, hey, thanks so much for making videos. And they give me a gift card to like dining places. But that's all I've gotten from. And that happened twice. I've gotten gift cards twice. So that's really cool. But other than that, I don't get anything from these places. What type of occupation do you do in your neighborhood? I think there's at least like 8 or 9 doctors in my neighborhood. I'd say there's a couple of business owners are in here. There's a lot of people that are just high up, like management and their jobs are in my neighborhood. A lot of retired people in my neighborhood. A lot of retired people. And this is usually their second house. That kind of thing, like their second house is here, their main house is up north, and that's what it is. Man, these stupid planes, I'm tell that plane is really low when it's that loud. Now you understand why it's hard for me sometimes to make videos. Like certain days, I'll have to pause, and you'll see a cut in the video, and I'm trying to like blend it together, and I'll just stop and pause, and then I have to like kind of splice it in there and make it look a little better because the plane's like, you'll be talking about a subject, and if I left that in, it would completely deafen me out where you couldn't hear anything, and that's just not cool. Come on, focus in. If you like making videos, you should invest in a quality cinema lens that has some. Nah, to me, this is just a fun thing. I'm not interested in doing this as a job. I've never wanted to do it as a job. I did it because I was making some videos on some waxes, like just showing people what it was, and people wanted to see more and more and more. So I have spent more money on cameras and stuff and upgraded stuff, but I'm not going to drop thousands of dollars because it's not a passion to me. That's never has been. It's just been a fun thing for me to do. I like that you guys get to see it. I'm glad that you guys enjoy it, but I'm not trying to be the next PewDiePie or anything like that, worried about spending tons of money on it, that kind of thing. How do people manage their properties when you're up north? Usually they pay lawn mowing maintenance companies to come out here and do it, and then they just maintain the power. They just pay the power bill, water bills online. That's all they do. But usually they just pay somebody to mow the lawn that are like ever here year round. They just pay them per month online. That's how they usually do it. Roswell has a fire jet while living next to the Air Force Base. No, it's not as bad as that. When I lived in Pensacola, we didn't live right near it. The worst was when we lived in Jacksonville, Florida. We lived near NAS Jacksonville, and then we lived right near, it was right between Cecil Field, which Cecil Field's been closed down. In the 90s, they closed it down. And the FA-18s would just come over with their landing gear out like they were practicing landing on the aircraft carriers, and dear God, they were so loud. It would be midnight, and they're just right over your house, and you're like, shut the hell up. You couldn't sleep. It was 10 times louder than it is here because fighter jets are so much louder, and you're just like, oh my God. So when they finally shut it down, I was so happy because I was like, thank you, Lord. And now all the land it was given to Duval County except for the actual airport itself and the runway buildings. Those were all kept by the U.S. Navy in case they needed it for like an emergency situation. And they maintained that little area, but all the thousands and thousands of acres that they own around the base is all now, it was given to the county. Like there was a golf course out there, base housing was out there. That's all still there. It's like used as apartments and stuff now. But all the old land, they put roads in the middle of old land. They built neighborhoods. It's all neighborhoods being built up out there now. So that's what generally has happened to those hundreds of thousands of acres. It's all just got chopped up and just given to the county. Now the county is just selling it outright to these big development companies to go out there and build land and build neighborhoods and stores and all that stuff. HOA still give you a hard time. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we got one to this week about our back patio needing to get pressure washed. I know, it's crazy. I would say O&R would be fine. How come I only give my Aegis driver X amount for Christmas as a gift? I don't know. Whatever, man. It's up to you what you want to give people. It's what it is. But, yeah, man, my throat's dry as hell. I need to get like a Coke or something like that. I'm talking to you guys so much tonight. It's been so long though, but I still gotta go check on my son. I haven't heard from him in a while, so I'm kind of worried he might be into something. A lot of times he gets into stuff, and that's never a good thing for him to get into stuff. You gotta kind of keep an eye on him, because before you know it, he'll be into all kinds of stuff. Because he'll get into things you should never be into, and the stuff will be everywhere. He tears stuff up. HOA. We have HOA that's always down our throat about something. We have a back. It's kind of like a balcony off the back of our back master bedroom. It's massive, and I guess it has all kinds of. It's like getting greenish color tinted from like there was a bunch of trees and like brush plants and stuff back there. We let get out of control, and I guess that all transferred now to where all the area's starting to turn greenish, whatever, and it's not the nice tan that it was. And they want us to pressure clean the whole back patio. Now, thankfully, of course, I own a pressure washer, so I can do it myself, and I don't have to pay anybody. But I just got to get out there and do it. That's all it is. McGuire's Ultimate Compound. I've used a lot of it all the time, Daryl. As long as you're using the right techniques, it'll be fine. Maybe it's not as quick. Maybe it's not as aggressive. Maybe it's not as good as some of these really high-end ones. But for the average Joe, it will do everything you need it to do. You'll be just fine with it. I've never had any issues with it. Again, I've seen stuff that's faster. Maybe that's less dusty. Maybe that it works on a finer level. Like I just see minor swirls, that kind of stuff. But it's still, for the average Joe, it'll do just fine. I haven't had any issues with it. Maybe you have these snobby, stuck-up pro detailers that are like, that stuff just trash. Well, you should use this. It's only $50 a bottle. I see it all the time. And there's a detailing 101, Auto Geeks Detailing 101, like a Facebook group, and there's so many detail snobs in there. It is insane. So I don't ever comment in there. I'm in the group, but I never comment just because I see this stuff. Generally, nice people are asking general good questions, and you have these couple people that'll just rip them to shreds about how stupid they are for using it. And I'm like, man, if I was a moderator, your ass would be out of that group so fast for ripping on a person that's genuinely coming in here to ask questions. But they'll just rip on them about stuff and about how stupid they are and everything. I'm like, you don't treat people like that. That's why nobody comments, because they don't want to get, torn down. You don't want that when you're going in there for questions, but I wouldn't allow it. But hey, I'm not a moderator, so I can't help that. But I sure shit wouldn't let that stuff fly because you're in there to learn. You're coming in here to ask people that do this for a daily job for questions of what they use. And I'd say 75% of them might give you good advice or what they personally use, but you're going to have that 25% that just come in there and just rip their heads off. If they don't say it's not a $50 per bottle brand, they just rip their heads off about how stupid they are and how bad they are and how they don't care about their cars. And you're like, what the heck? So I don't ever comment in there. To me, it's just poisonous in that group, and it's not cool to be in there. Embarrassing. What clay bars are better than regular? I like the new synthetic ones, Logan. They're just easier to use. You don't have to worry about keep kneading the old clay bars. I get to keep folding it over and stuff like that. And if you drop it on the ground, well, you might as well throw that clay bar away. Or if you drop like the new clay mitts and stuff on the ground, just wash it off under some water and then just keep on going. The synthetic ones are so much easier to use. I love them. And there's no real price significant difference between them both. Synthetic is definitely the future. I love them a lot. I'll always be doing the sniff test. You think about buying? I always see you doing the sniff test. Do you think buying chemical or atoms is better for your health than McGuire's? I don't. I don't think it has anything to do with it. Scent is just something that's added later at the end of the product production. It's not meant as something that's going to be healthy or not. If it wasn't healthy, they wouldn't be allowed to sell it. So I wouldn't base it on that. Scents to me are just a welcome addition to a product. Where if it really smells good, then hey, I want to use more of this product. I want to get more of it. Where if it smells bad, it's revolting, and I'm kind of like, ugh, I don't like using this product that well because it stinks so bad. But I don't see it for actually causing any health issues or anything like that. Bears one, I have no idea. No idea. Do wireless wash products? Yeah, I've used them all the time, Andrew. Never had an issue with it. Yeah, I haven't had any issue. Just make sure you put enough product down where you wouldn't accidentally scratch any of the car's paint. Because what you're doing, you're spraying it down, so it's essentially encapsulating the dirt like this, and then you can easily lift it away with a microfiber towel. That's all it is. So you go by one swipe with it, fold it over, or have a second microfiber towel to buff out any remnants of the actual waterless wash. That's all there is to it. It's nothing crazy. If it's really heavy dirt, I maybe definitely wash it off with the regular old school traditional style with water. But for light dirt, it's more than adequate. It just costs a lot more when you think about it in the long run. Eagle One Clayman is my favorite. I love my Eagle One Clayman. I'll give you on that one. I'm pretty sure your favorite brand is the same factory. Now, it's not a bad idea as Harbor Freight. Yes, you're right. I'm the one. Oh yeah. Don't ever do anything. It's not worth getting in that Facebook group and doing it. I steer clear. I only mention it because I've seen so much just people getting ripped on, and to me that's not the way you treat people. You might not agree with them, but you don't go out there. You can nicely say what you think is a better product, but you don't need to rip on them about how bad that product is and how you're a moron for using it and how you clearly don't care about your cars. That to me is not the way you treat people that are trying to genuinely learn. They're going to be turned off instantly. They're going to stop asking questions in there, and they'll probably leave the group because they don't want to get ripped on anymore. And now they might end up doing damage to their car, doing something bad because there was nobody there to tell them in a nice way, this is what you guys should be trying to use, not that product, because then this is why you want to use it. It's a better product. Spending a couple more dollars per bottle, and you're going to have 500% better quality. And that's generally how you really should treat people. But just jumping down their throat and telling them how stupid they are, how bad they are, that's not what you do. Most products will get the job done. A lot of them probably aren't as good as some of the others, but hey, at least, they're trying. They're at least coming in there to ask about what makes a better product. And that's the way I always see. Just treat people like you want to be treated. Unless you're a dick and you want to be treated like a dick, then that's fine. Whatever. But most people don't want to be treated like that. I always try and be as nice as I can to people. People come in there and they'll rip me about stuff and they'll go off and start cursing. I don't even respond to them. I just go in there and block them from their whole profile. I block their profile and I delete the comment. I don't even respond to them. So they don't even know that I even read the comment. I just let it go. And then they're probably not going to be able to post on there. If they try and go on a different account and they do the same thing, they're just going to get banned again. But I will refuse to ever, go after somebody for that. I just automatically go into their profile, block their YouTube page, and then I delete the comment and it's gone. So for all they know, their comment is still on my video somewhere, but in reality, it's gone. Because I just don't want that kind of hate and just, junk in my YouTube channel. That's just the way I want to treat people. And that's the way I don't want people to come into my channel and you see the whole comment section is nothing but just hate, 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 hate. That's when it starts up drama, and it's just, to me, it's not worth it. Maybe it gets you more views because more and more people keep going back there, but to me, I don't want my channel to be known for a drama channel. There's too much of that out there anyways, you know what I mean? That's just the way I see it. Oh, the Grillos, I've had to contact them before about a thing, and they were they responded to me within a couple hours. They were really good about that. I emailed them. Good stuff. When using wireless wash, do you like to pump spray or the trigger? I usually go to the actual trigger. I just spray it on there like normal. Like Masterson's wireless wash is, I have it somewhere through here, but I don't know where I put it. Is really, really good. Where did I put the stuff? Nope. Don't know where I put it, but usually, here it is. So it's usually just a pump one. This is some of the best wireless wash I've ever tried. The reason I like it is because it's very thick. Okay, it's very thick. It's not very watered down, right? So when it actually hits your car's paint, it's not like dripping down right away. It just kind of sticks to the paint. Two, I like it because I feel like it's so much slicker than just a regular wireless wash that you see out there in the stores. That it's slicker, that it's going to help encapsulate even better that dirt and not instill any swirls because it's so stinking slick. I like that a lot personally. That's why I really, really give him props on that wireless wash because it is so damn good. So if anybody asks what's your best wireless wash you've ever used, I tell them, I said it's Masterson's. It might be $12 a bottle now, but wait till it's on discount, or wait till the new gallon's on discount, and that's when you buy it because I've never tried anything so good like that. It just sticks. Well, other wireless washes just seem to run right off. With his stuff, just sticks on there. It's great. They give you good tips and don't make you buy the products. One thing, that's just the way it is. Like they just opened another chemical guy's store there in Melbourne, Florida. Literally, go out of my house and go down to US 192 that runs through Kissimmee. It's about 5 minutes from my house, and just keep going that way all the way to the coast, and that's Melbourne, Florida, about 45 minutes away. And they just opened a new store up, and it just seems like they're pushing the stores. But then I asked the people, I'm like, well, how is sales doing after the first original couple of weeks? When the store dies down, is it still that popular? And, that's one of the things I'm interested in. Is it just going to be a quick fix, like, hey, it's a new brand, come on out here and buy from us. And then after a couple of weeks, it just dies down. Or is it still pumping? That's one thing I'd love to ask because, and I don't want to ask chemical guys, I want to ask people that work there. And fortunately, I have a couple of people that are subscribers of mine, like Josh and them from over there in Tampa. And, I can ask them and be like, hey, is it still bumping or is it died out now? And they tell me once a month they have Cars and Coffee on a Saturday. I think it's the last Saturday every month. They've invited me out there, and I just haven't been able to make it. And they said those days are usually still bumping pretty good, but it just definitely is not peak days anymore. And that's what I'm wondering, are they going to overextend where it's not worth it anymore? I don't know. We'll see. But that's one of the things I like to ask. Ammo products, I've never tried ammo, so I can't comment on it, buddy. Obviously, I've seen his YouTube channel a few times, and I know he does some quality high-end detailing, but I've never personally used his stuff, so I can't tell you one thing way or another. Meguiar's Wireless Wash, yeah, it's a fine product. Never had any issues with it. You should try Portaboy's Wheel Sealant. Is the best sealant I've ever used. I've seen Portaboy's a couple times now at Auto Geek's Detail Fest down in Palm Beach. If anybody doesn't know about it, Auto Geek is that massive company that resells all the products online. That's where I got a lot of my stuff from. And they have their Detail Fest every single year. Every major brand shows up. Every major brand, every small brand shows up to it. It's at the Palm Beach Convention Center. It's usually in March. If you are anywhere that you can go down there, go down there. You will be blown away at how many companies are there. They let you try all their products. Polishers, Flex will be there. Roofs will be there. Grills will be there. You can try all their products. Here's a million panels. Go try it. All these companies that don't even make the machines, that just sell the compounds of polishes. Here, try the stuff on our thing. I mean, that's the way it is. They want you to try their stuff. and it's really cool. You get to meet a lot of the people. I've met I guess it's the head chemist of Mothers. He was down there. I got to meet him. Very nice, quiet guy. You would have never pictured that he was the head chemist for Mothers. And he's just a little bit heavy set guy. He's probably in his 50s, and he's just like, hey, how you doing, man? You know, just a really nice guy. And they're like, oh, dude, that's the head chemist for Mothers. He designs all their products. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, he's their head guy for that designs everything. So I'm like, damn, son. He just obviously has his degree in some kind of chemistry and all those other kind of things, and that's what he does. So he's figured it all out, and that's really cool. But you know, you get to meet these people. You get to meet a lot of the famous people, the car people like My Classic Car, those guys about Dennis Gage. Who's the other guys that show up? They all show up down there. I forgot who's the other ones up there that show up. There's a bunch of them. But yeah, I highly recommend you guys go down there and get a lot of free product samples, everything. That's really fun to see. I've done a waterless wash side by side here, and it happened about a year or so ago. I did it. Go ahead and check it out. Moisture AYOC from the past has been great. A lot of lubrication and extra expensive. Definitely not weighted. Yeah, if you're running a business for sure, you've got to worry about the overhead costs. I 100% agree with you. That's why I tell these guys, if you're charging $50 for a cleanup, detail, and everything, don't spend the high-end stuff. Meguiar's will be just fine. They won't know the difference. If they're spending $200 or so on a detail, then you can use the higher end stuff. But you've got to find that sweet spot where you still have to make money for how much time you're spending. And if your products are costing this amount of money, then you can't charge down here for the price. You've got to keep it high. So where Meguiar's will do you just fine. There's no reason to go extra. As a matter of fact, when I was at the Civic Type R meet with at the dyno place a couple weeks ago, and I got to drive the Civic Type R, one of my subscribers came up to me. He's a pro detailer up in the north side of Orlando, like Altamont Springs, Longwood area. And he says, "Are you from YouTube by chance?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I knew it. It's you." And I was talking to him, and he told me some of the products he uses. He said he uses Meguiar's, Turtle wax as you go spray. He said people are floored by it. He said a lot of the big companies around here use it. He saw the reviews. He saw my review for it. He checked it out. He said, this is just as good or better than most of these high-end brands. And he said, I buy them by the case. He said, I buy 20 bottles at a time, and that's what I use for many things. He's like, people don't know the difference. They think it's really, really good. So why should I spend tons of money on high-end products and this does the exact same stuff? He's like, I swear by it. He said, most of their products, yeah, they're not very good, but their washes and wax, is it wax as you go? He said, it's stellar, absolutely mind-blowing. And it gives you that nice little quick layer of wax on there. And he's like, dude, I use it on Lamborghinis and Ferraris all the time. He said, especially for the cheap jobs where they only want like $100 car wash, and they just want a little spray wax. He said, that's all I use on the car. He said, there's no reason for you to spend a ton of money on it. He said, this is just as good as all the rest of them. He's like, I know other detailers that use them here professionally in the Orlando area. And I'm like, damn. If you were to go on that detailing forum 101 and say that you use the turtle wax on these Lamborghinis, people would probably rip your head off. But in reality, as a business person, if that's all they're paying is just a certain amount and you're spending how much time on it and it gives you the same results as something high end, why use anything else? That's a smart way to do it. He said, I buy them for $5 a bottle. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty good. So that's good to hear these kind of tips from these guys that are using it on the daily, and that is their job. I don't like Eco Smart now. It's just too watered down, buddy. It's way too watered down. Not my stuff, man. They're a newer one that you can buy at Walmart. I forgot what it is. I forgot what the name of it is. It was better. Try the new Meguiar's Decon, good stuff. Priced iron remover, a bit thinner than the wheel cleaner, but sticks to the paint. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of the stuff in the Pro, but the problem is, guys, I don't need those 1 gallon bottles. What the hell? I mean, I've got so many products already. I would love to try it, but I don't really need that much product. I mean, I would love it if it came in smaller products, Do more cheap versus expensive product videos? Yeah, that's definitely a good idea that I could start thinking about doing for you. If you were a customer, what would you pay for detail using great higher products? If you want the clay, wash, and sealant, I would say it's probably, you're looking at $150 to $200 for that because it takes time. Imagine doing all what you just said on a Suburban. Do you know how long it takes for that vehicle that big? It will probably take you a couple hours. So minimum on that, I bet, is a $200 job. And that's probably just basic stuff. Just because it's so big and washing and sealing takes forever. So I can understand why that would be that much. How many grit guards do you use when you wash your car? I have 2 grit guards, Logan. I have 1 in each of my buckets. I'll show it to you right now here. I'll show you. I'm turning into an old man. My back hurts. So you see my grit guard in there? So there's just my Home Depot one. You see this all the time in the videos. There's one of my grit guards, and then I have another grit guard in my turtle wax bucket that has the little rollers on it. So I'll show you this bucket real quick. So you see? Do you see this in all my videos? It's the turtle wax bucket I have. There it is. So, but it's on rollers. I need to buy another bucket with rollers because I love the rollers on the bucket. So I kind of like push them around. I push them with my foot. I just push them away. And I drag them around the car wherever I want it. But I have two grit guards. I actually have more than that. Like they're in different buckets, but I don't use it. You know what I mean? I don't use those buckets. So I use one in each. So one's my clean water bucket, one's my soap water bucket, and that's what I generally do. So every time I get done washing it, a section of the car, of course, I dip the dirty mitt now into the clean water bucket. I kind of run my mitt across the top of the grit guards to knock off any loose dirt, wring it out, and then I put my mitt right back into the actual clean water or my soapy water bucket, and then I continue on from there. And I can personally tell you, you should see. Like when I did this car yesterday, oh my God. I did the wheels separately, of course, and the paint. The paint, it was filth coming out of there. When I dumped the bucket, it was pure filth. And then, of course, I had to do the wheels and the tires. That was pure filth as well. I mean, it saves your tail so much having those grit guards. Considering I would be picking that back up and slapping it right back in the paint, essentially dragging it across. It's terrible. By the way, when we were talking about AutoGeek, Grit Guard, the company that makes them, will also be there. They actually are usually some of the big sponsors of AutoGeek's Detail Fest. As a matter of fact, their AutoGeek detail bottle, let me see if I can crawl over the ladder here, so bear with me, guys. I'm stepping over everything here. Here you go. So when you go to a Detail Fest, they usually give you like free buckets, free 5-gallon buckets, right? You see it's AutoGeek's 12-in-1 Detail Fest. Let me spin it around. One of the big sponsors, I don't know if you guys can see that, Grit Guard, they're there too. So that's the way it is. So they're out there every year too. It's all the big companies, every major company shows up there. So if you ever want to go see the big companies, it's a 2-day thing weekend. I highly suggest you guys go down there. Stay at a hotel somewhere in West Palm Beach. Fly down there. Drive down there. I've ran into a few of my subscribers every single year that go down there, live in Florida, and they make the trip. They'll stay in a hotel that night, and they'll go for both nights. That way they can see everybody and talk to every single company. You have the very high-end detailers, and this is no lie, that actually detail Air Force One. They detail Air Force One and all that stuff for the president. And they've been doing it for years and years and years. And these guys, I forgot what company it is. These guys, they have their own company. They even will teach you how to properly detail, like for the high-end stuff. And they detail Air Force One every year. And it's just like, damn. So you have the very, very heavy hitters in the show. And they're just down to earth. McGuire's, the guy that you see on the McGuire's YouTube channel, I forgot what his name is. I've seen him. I've said hello to him. You're going to see all this, like the classic car guys, they'll be out there. They'll have, it's just every major brand you can think of. Every brand is there. And almost all the big boys are there that you can imagine. That you see on YouTube or you see on TV and stuff, they're all there representing the companies. You did your dentist Toyota Tacoma, washed it, cleaned it, and the rubbing compound, sealant, charged $60. Took 7 hours. Wow, Jesus. You charge $60 for 7 hours of work. That's like minimum wage, man. You're ripping yourself off there, buddy. Minimum wage in Florida now is like 8 something an hour. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't even waste my time at that. You need to push your prices up a little bit, man. Do you have OCD when it comes to detailing? Not really. My wife has major OCD problems all the time. Like, you don't know what it is, but to me, I'm just like, whatever. I'll give you an example. We were at a restaurant, and they had mustard and ketchup, and I just pushed them against the side. She wanted me to switch it, put it this way, because she wanted them both to be facing me and telling which product they were facing. I'm like, what? And I just didn't care. I just shoved them up against the wall where they went. And she's like, no, you need to turn that around right now. It's going to drive me nuts. So she wanted me to turn around so the label was facing forward. And I'm just like, who cares? It doesn't matter to me. But for her, it was just a trigger thing for her that she needed to have it for facing forward. It was pretty funny. You should try Poor Boy's wheel sealant. It's the best ever. Yeah, I saw that. Again, we're down there as well. The Poor Boy's down there. Alex, you should really go down there to Detail Fest this March. It's in Palm Beach, Florida. It's right next to it's in the convention center. There's hotels all around it. It's right off Interstate 95. You can't miss it. And it's really, really cool down there. You get to see all the Poor Boy stuff right away. Greetings from Trinidad. How you doing, Ritesh? It's been a little while, buddy. I know it's been a while. Yep, doing pretty good. It's nice evening here. I probably won't stay on too much longer. My throat's really starting to hurt now, talking this much and being hanging out with you guys because it has been so long. But, I had to make up for what I haven't been doing lately because I will tell you when I am slacking my tail off because when I get up, I'm just like, Yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and because we have all the big oak trees on the trees, and the sun sets in the west, it starts getting cloudy and shady on my car, and I'm like, this is gonna be a horrible video. So I'm just like, I don't care. This time of year is my lazy time of year because there's really no new products out, and I just kind of relax for a while and enjoy life because I know once the spring comes, I'll be pushing out 3 videos a week again. I got to get myself up early every day to make you guys videos every day, and it just the time's gone. But especially when I get like a new Call of Duty or something or whatever game I like that usually drops in the fall, I usually play tons of it right now. So right now I'm just playing some Red Dead Redemption 2, and just gonna play through that game real quick and see what happens. Yes, 303 is releasing new products. They're one of the new companies that have sent me products that I can't show you yet. Why don't you do, just because you do a lot of paint correction stuff, it's the only reason I haven't done it. I actually own ceramic coating products. I just haven't tried them out yet. That's all I gotta do, TC. I just gotta get myself over that hump and actually sit down and do it. Once you polish and you detail your car, it takes hours, as you guys well know. So with the hours, I have to be able to be left alone for hours. And obviously, as you guys know, I can't be left alone for hours, especially right now. Because I can hear my son, he's already in there right now. So I'm going to have to probably check on him in a few minutes now. Because she tells me she has to do work. So, of course, I have to sit there and watch, make sure he's okay. I can hear him, he's coming. So he'll be out here soon. Haven't heard Nathan screaming. That's because he's inside the house right now. He's probably running around. He's probably tearing up. The house is oh my God, it's so messy. I will clean up the house, vacuum it all, whatever. And 2 days later, there's junk everywhere, all over the floor again. And I'm like, geez Louise, I don't want to keep doing this. Like toys everywhere, junk everywhere, bottles and drinks. I'm like, dude, come on, man. I'm trying to teach him. I'm like, put your stuff back. Put it back in his old playpen is kind of his toy box, so we just throw everything in the playpen. But what he likes to do is get back in the playpen and throw it all back out. And that's what generally happens, and it's all over the place. So it's just like, oh, dude, really? So I kind of leave the house kind of like, yeah, whatever for now. How do you wax? Use quick wax. Wax my car whenever I see it starting to fade. Quick wax maybe once every month or two. Like you guys got to see, where is it? The wax shop's quick wax here. I don't know where it is, but the wax shop, the new company right here, very high end company. I use their spray wax on this car, and dude, that stuff's stellar, absolutely stellar, and love that. But that was the last time I put spray wax on here. But I can tell you right now, it's been probably 2-3 months since I tested that product. Yes, I know this sits inside the garage, but it beads up like it was just applied yesterday. It's amazing when this car gets wet, so that's really cool to see. What time is it right now? It is just past midnight here. So like I said, I'm gonna have to get off here soon because I know my wife's going to be going to sleep. So I'm going to have to take care of my son and keep him off of her because when he's in there, literally she locks the door so that way she can't be bothered. But she has to be up. Remember, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, she has to be at her practice at 7:15 in the morning. She sees her first patient at 7:15, so she has to go to bed really early, and she can't stay up late like I can. Take Nate to daycare, and now that costs money, man. There's a reason why I don't work during the days anymore. I don't deliver anymore because you have to be home during the day, and it saves a lot of money. I don't really care if DC Marvel because I just don't watch that. I mean, I watch whenever movies come out, but I don't. It doesn't bother me one way or another. It's just like whatever. A movie's a movie. So, I'll let you guys see. This car had been sitting so long, right? The cheapo windshield wiper blades had literally came apart from the blades, right? So I had to buy new windshield wiper blades. So I bought these right here. I don't know if you guys can see them. So it's these, the Optimum XT, the Michelins. So I have these on my Blue Prelude, and these things are flipping stellar. So I was like, you know what? I know they work. They're $14 and change a piece. So I went ahead and I'm putting them on that car because literally the cheap ones, the rubber actually flopped off from it because it sat in the sun, and the Florida sun's so bad they just baked them and cracked all the rubber over that year. And I was just like, oh yeah, but I guess we better buy some new ones because it rained so much here. Like it poured today. And that's why it's starting to get cool here, and it'll be cold tomorrow. And then by Wednesday or Thursday we're back in the 80s again. It's crazy here, but that's the way it goes. Would you recommend a spray wax or quick detailer between washes? For probably just a quick detailer is all you really need. Use a spray wax like once a month. That's probably all you need. Man. Oh yeah, I can feel it right through here, guys, right through here. Let me go check on my son real quick. I want to check on him, but I'll probably be wrapping up this live stream here in a few minutes just because of the fact that I need to make sure I watch him so she can get some sleep. So just a FYI. Have you been to the mall box? Yeah, I was at the mall today. Nathan, what are you doing? Nathan, what are you doing? Are you driving mommy nuts? Are you driving mommy nuts?
No.
No, you better not be driving mommy nuts. No, get out of there. We'll get some later after the live stream. I'll get you some Jello after the live stream. Yay. You gonna get some live stream Jello? I'll get you some afterwards, okay? Come on outside for a few minutes, and then we'll get off the YouTube. Come on. Yeah, I think for his birthday, for his third birthday, I'm gonna buy him a little tiny motorcycle. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm gonna probably buy him a little tiny motorcycle, one of those little 50cc little Yamaha Pee-wee motorcycles that have you can buy training wheels for him as well, so he can start to learn how to do it. Hey, get your hand off the car. You don't put your hand all over the cars. No, you don't put your hand on the car. He's like dragging his hand along the GTR. I'm trying to teach him don't do it. Have I been to the mailbox? Yeah, I had nothing but junk. That's 100% sure. I had a whole mailbox full of junk there, so I got rid of it all. Greetings from Illinois. Yep, I'll be up there in January in a couple weeks here. Just visiting for like a 3 or 4 day weekend kind of thing. Dude, I'm telling you right now, I love it that Pepsi brought this back for a short while. It's the real sugar cherry as well as the real sugar vanilla. Gosh, I love it. It's like throwback stuff. It's so good. Why'd you take that off the car? Dude. Oh my God, Nathan. Leave that stuff alone, buddy. Leave it alone now. Look at him. See, he's got a shirt that says naughty, nice, or awesome. He's being naughty right now. He took off I have door protections when I bring it in the garage. I put it on the side. He pulled it off the door. So that way, if you open the door, it's not going to hit the wall. It's not going to do anything to it. It's got a little plastic, little rubber thing on it. And I just put it on the side of the car. He took it off the car. So I'm like, what are you doing? Good wireless watch. The best I've ever tried would be Masterson's. Give Masterson's a shot. Seriously. Wait till it's on sale. Buy a bottle. You'll be so impressed. DC Marvel already answered that. I could care less about either one of them. So it doesn't really matter to me. I have differences. No, leave the bucket there. Leave the bucket there, Nathan. I don't need a bucket. Put it down. Leave it there. Leave it there. You can tell he's trying to pick up the bucket, the wash bucket, and carry it around. I don't know why, but he's trying to pick it up. Nathan, what are you doing now, buddy? Leave the bucket alone. Don't you go back there. Don't you dare go back there. Don't leave it. Stay away. Stay away, buddy. My son, he's trying to I don't know what he's messing with down there, but he's trying to mess with something. And the thing fell down, the bulbs cracked and it shattered on the thing because I forgot the old school glass. And so now it's in the corner. I don't want him. I got out all the big pieces, but I don't want small pieces. No! What did I tell you? No. No. See, this is bad. This is bad. He's going to start crying in a minute. Please, no. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Good night. Night. Bye. He's crying because I won't let him back there. That's the corner where the bulbs broke, remember? Oh. So I won't let him back there when they dropped on the ground.
There's broken glass, buddy. It will hurt your feet.
Yeah, broken glass. Yeah, you can stare now. Any of the synthetics good? What synthetics? I don't know what you're talking about. Best motor oil. We used to usually use Mobile One is what I used in my 0370 all the time.
How much your cartoon?
Yeah, if he threw some in the car, I wouldn't be doing that, buddy. That would not be happening. All right, good night.
Good night.
Later from Long Beach. Later on, Junior. Thanks for stopping by. I was in Long Beach a couple years ago. We went to the cruise down there. What was it at? Carnival Miracle Cruise out of Port of Long Beach. Yeah, that's when we were out there. We flew out there to I forgot a little tiny airport there. Then we went on the cruise ship and we visited her aunt. Her aunt lives there in Anaheim. She just goes and does her own thing. Fortis, what's up, buddy? Yeah, dude, my throat's still sore, man. I'm trying to drink that drink to keep it a little bit easier, but I can tell it's a little sore right now. Damn weather change. It goes up. Like yesterday was 80 degrees. I was washing the car. I was getting hot out there. Washing the car, it's 80 degrees. Now it's 60 something. And I think tomorrow night's going to be 40 something. And I'm like, 40 degrees swing in one day. And it's just it's just crazy the way it is here. So I don't know. So it's usually what happens to me here. No love and kisses. It's what happens once you put that ring in, brother, Cody. You don't get any more love and kisses anymore. Those days are done, dog. That's that real talk right there. Once you say I do, those days are done, son. You better recognize real quick how the real world works. And put the house key down. Oh, check this out. So I got new luggage tags in, right? They just came in the mail for the luggage. GTR. So I was like, ooh, sweet, luggage tags. I was like, GTR luggage tags. So I had to order a set for my luggage. Because we go on, we cruise so much and I have to take my luggage everywhere. Pretty nuts. Anywho, guys, did anybody have any more questions you guys want to ask about anything? You guys can ask anything you want. I just wanted to make up for not being able to do stuff more often with you guys. Here comes my son again. What?
He wants to eat macaroni and cheese. I need to go to bed.
Okay, I'll get in there in a minute then. Did you tell him macaroni and cheese and that's why he was like that?
No, he just pointed to the macaroni and cheese.
All right, I'll come and give it in a minute. And that right there is why I can't do many stuff right now, because I, of course, have to do it. So that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes, man. How do you like wires? It's pretty good, Dalton. I'd say it's a A minus, B plus product. Solid car wash. Not my favorite, but definitely a solid pick. You know what I mean? That's why I give it a solid A minus there and have no qualms about it. It does just what it needs to be doing, nothing more. Oh man, yeah. Do you see, guys, what I mean? You need to come get him the macaroni. You guys understand what I'm saying. So now I got to go inside the house and take care of my son. So this is definitely the end of it. If you have any last second questions, let me know now. But I have to go inside the house, as you guys heard. So that's all she wrote, boys. And I got to go make him some macaroni and cheese. So and then I got to feed him, and then I'll be able to relax the rest of the night. Maybe play some video games or Red Dead Redemption 2 or something like that. So, anyways, guys, I really do appreciate hanging with you guys. I know it has been a while. I have been a complete lazy bum, but I am still around. I saw a lot of your questions. You guys liked that one video. I had one big YouTuber comment on that. The last one we used the actual what was it? Old Spice on my car. It actually really, really good. I was really shocked about that. So we'll definitely see. What did you say? What happened with the Mac fam? I don't know. Good night, everybody. Yep, Austin. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna go ahead and hang out for the night. And then we'll see you guys. Hopefully we'll be back doing this every Sunday again. I don't have a problem. It was just like the last couple weekends I haven't been in town. Last weekend we were in Tampa getting my car. The weekend before was Thanksgiving, so we were in Jacksonville. And that's just the way it goes. I haven't been around, so I've just been like, whatever. I'll get around to it when I get around to it. I love you guys and everything. It's just that this time of year I'm a bit of a slacker. I'm just gonna like, save up some energy to where the new stuff comes out. I'm just like knocking stuff out every week for you guys. And that's generally the way I like to do it. You know what I mean? So there you go. Here's McGuire's Wireless Squash. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. So there you go. Thanks so much again. I'm still trying to get with some people. I was going to do the giveaway for 25,000 subscribers. I haven't, only because of the fact that I had some problems. I was working with some companies to get me some products. I was going to buy it from them at cost, and they said, yeah, and then they never write back. And I'm like, so then you write them again, oh man, I've been just so busy, and then suddenly you don't hear from them again. I'm like, oh, screw it. I think I'm just going to buy a bunch of products on my own at normal price and then just have them here, and then I'll do the giveaway video that way. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Or do like a gift card to AutoGeek or something like that for $100. Just, try to take care of my subscribers. But when you try and talk to these companies and, it takes them a week to respond and they don't respond, you have to write them back and like, hey, what's going on? Are you going to get it for me? And they don't respond again. And I'm like, geez Louise, man. If I ran a company, I would make sure, like I said, I respond within a few hours to a single day. I would respond to every single question. I always try and do it on Facebook and stuff. I understand they're getting busy, but if they're getting that busy, they need to hire more people, more help for sure. You know what I mean? That's just the way I see it. So, oh well, we'll figure out something this week, and I'll order some stuff tonight or tomorrow, and then we'll do it. I'll do a giveaway video sometime at the end of the week or next week when all the products are here. So, oh well. Until then, thanks for being my subscriber. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys at the very next video or live stream. Don't worry, I haven't quit on you guys. I'm still here. So hopefully we'll have this thing paid off soon, and by this sometime later on this summer, I'll probably be buying a whole nother car. So, because I definitely need a four-door car. I can't keep playing the front seat games with them. But I'm not. This thing paid off. I think after this month's payment, I only owe $12,000 left on the car. It's only owe $12,000 left, and I bought it last January. So you can see how heavy I'm paying payments on it. So for me, buying something like a Civic Type R that's $34,000, it'll be like nothing in comparison. So that's why I don't want to get into a big payment again. So I can have more money to spend on whatever I want to do. Where this, it just seems to suck so much money out of it. And I'm just like, oh, get it off, paid off, and then, no big deal again. So anyways, guys, I will see you all at the very next video. Take care, and have a Merry Christmas if I don't get to talk to you guys before then. So love y'all. Take care.